Live 1 minute late because I was in the army. Fashionably late. It's what we do. Happy freaking Friday. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets in the community. We got a lot of them. And it's an honor to be able to get to know all of you guys, hear your stories. But hey, today's our day. And literally nothing's going to be different about tonight, except for there's going to be zero shenanigans. That was the only glass of whiskey that I'm drinking. Just kidding. Oh, come on. You know, what do we drink next? I just finished that glass. I didn't oops. Wait, it cut off? Can you hear me now? Hold on, let me see. Hey, look, I can pull up your comment tonight. Tonight, there's going to be some random little things happening in and out, and I will explain what's going to happen or what might happen. I don't know if it's even going to happen. But yeah, we're over here. I can pull up your little comments. So also, throughout the night, if you have someone, a loved one, a family member, anyone that you know, you can drop down the thing if they have some cool story. There are people out here who have family members who should have movies made about them. So if you have any sort of crazy cool story, I'll be reading those throughout the night, or I'll try to make sure to get to them. So, I want tonight to be, veteran focused, veteran centered, while still enjoying the whiskey. Also, Andrew says, you're a little blurry. No, you're so used to seeing me crystalline clear, and over on this other software, we can't. I'm not. And you know what? I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it because my presets are saved. And if I go back, it's gonna look like crap. So, what the heck? What are we drinking, man? What is everyone drinking? Let's get something in my glass, and then I will explain something that I kind of want to do tonight. I don't know how many people will do this, so it may just be like one or two. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. But let's get something in the glass. Let's read who's in here. We got a bunch of nerds. I'm not even going to scroll way up. I'm gonna start at 7. How about that? All you pre-gamers, you're the best. The pre-game squad's always here early. Friggin' Rick is here. Kelsey Dime, the Imaginack. Feet and knees together. Jerry boy. So Jerry Black's here for sure. Definitely. I don't know. I think we should drink some of this. The Nerds and Turds. Suck it more rye. If you have this, you have it. Let me know what you think. I want to do something. I want to set up like a little Patreon thing. We can do like a Google Meet or one of these where you can just come on and we just talk. Let's see if this will work. It needs to be over here. What we're currently drinking. How about that? It's like, you know what this smells like? It smells like the feeling of pooping after eating MREs for 2 weeks straight. AKA glorious. Feels amazing. Andrew Kelly, Dylan Robbins, Carlo Mack, thank you for your service, my friend. And that's basically tonight. I want everyone in this community who is a veteran to be thanked. So that's my goal. I don't want you to thank me. It's off limits. I'm off limits. You thank everyone else. You talk to everyone else. Tony Two Toes, Kilco sent me. Freaking Kilco. And Tony Two Toes. Jake McKee. What's up, dude? Fly Fisher. Callaway. All right, so Carlo, this was late. This message was a while ago. But it's what Rob D. I'll get to you, dude. Come on, dude. Oh, that was a super chat, so it should be in the comment. The mega chats tonight, I'll have to keep an eye on because I'm on this other software. I can't read them. Like if I don't read them when they come up on the screen, we're out of luck. What's up, Chris Tats? He says, good day, y'all. Dropping in for a short time to say hi and cheers. This 1 hour time difference, now 15 hours, to the East Coast of Oz is weird again. That's my only problem with this little thing. I have to dodge all my camera equipment. Learning curves, you know? James B! The legend himself, Donnie. The Linux Cat. I'm out if there's no shenanigans. Ricardo! What's up, man? Four Leaf! Good to see you. Thank you for your service, veterans. Well, I'm glad you're here, as always, as you always are. David Bays, good to see you, dude. Kerber, what's up, you freaking nerd? Peter White. David Easterling. Thank you for your service. I don't know. Should we thank David? Yeah, we should. There's the, okay, see now Doug did the mega chat. I have to read that. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. $25. You're freaking crazy, Doug. And the Friday at Fred's crew, the whole crew, maybe. I don't know. They were drinking some really good stuff. In fact, I saw you had a 2 bottles out of that video I recently did. And then Sir Cuts, thank you to all those of you in your chat who served. Cheers. Rob D, we're good to see you. We're still scrolling. We're still scrolling. Some other people, James is drinking the Sugget more. Duke McHale, raise a glass to those that served past and present. Happy Veterans Day. Friggin' William Reynolds, one of our greatest Vietnam veterans in the chat. Freaking crazy. Could you imagine the stories that William? I couldn't imagine. We've honestly been, I would say we've been spoiled in terms of that war was war. That, I don't know. We look up, it's just like everything. I'm sure the Vietnam vets looked up to the World War II vets like, you guys are just God. And then they go and suffer substantially. It's just crazy. William, you're my hero is what I'm saying. Sure, Kitty, thank you for your service. And to all the vets. And he means veterans, not the vet of the kitty. But thank them too. No shenanigans. What's up, Tony Bag of Donuts? JG, thank you for your service. Good to see you, JG. How blurry are things? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Andrew Chance from Vegas? Faderade. What's up, man? Okay, here's the first story. We're still scrolling, but Christine Vasco, hello. My great-granddad enlisted at 17 years. He lied about his age. He was cavalry for Canada? What? Here, I got to get this dude off. I got a little, my B-roll handlebar is really screwing with me. This is a little handle, you know. It's a little better. Let's see a little more. BRTO1, let's go. Smoke Wagon. Let me try. I've just been smelling this. Let me drink some bourbon. Sagamore Rye. This is our pick. This is the pick, people. Woo! Come on. is good. Toshi Big, what's up? Good to see you. I hate like hyping up a bottle that I picked because it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel like an infomercial, and I don't like that. I love this stuff. If you don't love it as much as me, that's totally fine. I love this. I freaking love it. Eric Sawyer, nerdy nerd. What's up, dude? Don't talk about yourself like that. Can't even talk. Dan OB, what's up? Keep scrolling. I'm way behind, I guess. Oh, yeah, I'm way behind. Let me scroll a little faster. Jareborn Black, what's up, man? I still haven't even gotten to the first super chat. Dusty Dan, Paul P. What's up, guys? Also, if I miss a veteran, if I tell one person thank you for your service and I read your comment and I didn't, you just better correct me. But I know Dusty Dan, thank you for your service. What's up, nerds? Happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service. Alan, good to see you. Uta, guten Abend. I bought 3 Suggetmores and don't think I bought enough. I honestly am in the same boat as you. Hey, just Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Mine got lost in the mail, so I don't have that just yet. Mine got delayed too. I think it didn't get lost. It definitely got delayed though. And then it showed up. Don't know what was up with that. Really don't know. Everyone's loving the Sugget Rye. Loving it. Heck yeah. I'm scrolling. Nerds and Turds tasting with David and Kira. I would say 2 things. If anyone is in the Iowa area, you very well may see David, Kira, and I next weekend. Whiskey festival going on there and other top secret shenanigans. So Iowa. Hey, we just got a new subscriber. Wonder if he's in here. Brenton, are you in here? Okay, so here we go. We're finally down to Rob D. $99.99. Crazy. Says, thank you for your service, Trev. US. I imagine that was a flag of some sort. Well, Rob, thank you more. Ben Drammond. Ben Drammond, man. What's up? Leslie Ann Haig. Smells like Teen Spirit? Oh, has it? Stephen Holtzclaw just come. Welcome to the Wrench Crew. Were you not in the Wrench Crew? Oh, we got someone donated. I don't know. Hold on. For one, I started reading freaking Donnie's comment. For one, Adam Drayman, what's up, man? Freaking love you. Emily Chambers, the legend herself. Mad love. Cheers for your service and everything else. Well, we love you. What's up, Kevin Campbell? We already talked. Sounds like time to ditch this other software, Blurry, and can't follow super chats? God, can't believe it. Steven the Claw. Freaking Holtzclaw. What's up, Steven? Everyone's ragging on this other software. Man, it ain't me, dude. Maybe. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Maybe you're not drunk enough. I don't know. Like, it's focused on me. I just think you guys are really used to seeing me in 4K, and now it's early YouTube days. I'm scrolling so I can hopefully catch up. Tom W, what's up, man? Blind Squirrel, what's up, nerds? Checking back in. Do push-ups. Thank you for your service, too. Happy Veterans Day. There's James Haig. Good to see you. Evening Trev. Thanks for your service. Toshi, I thought I already said hey to you. Am I seeing double? Oh my God, I am. I'm an idiot. My chat, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to do something. I noticed it doing this earlier. It's doubling the chat. God, this software is really pissing me off. I'm going to have to pull up YouTube and pull the chat over. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm an expert. You know, I'm an expert. I'm just going to have this chat. Probably won't be able to. There's chat. Pop out chat. There we go. Whatever. Whatever, dude. I just won't be able to put your comments up anymore, but I'll have a workaround for that if need be. All right, there we go. Goodness gracious. All right. Let me scroll up a little bit more here. So this is where we're at. We're caught up instantly now because now I'm right where I'm at. Lone Wanderer 360. My only complaint is some of my tater stickers were missing. I heard some of that. Were yours? I got all 3 of mine, but they were definitely like tucked away in the bubble wrap, kind of weird. But I can ask, and I'm going to ask because you're not the only one. Like, what do we do about that? I don't know. So I'll keep you guys updated. I don't know what's up with that. We bought enough, so they should be in existence. The daily, annual, weekly cheers. Good to see you. Amy Bohm, the legend. Tim Cornet, Trey Trev, thanks for your service. Shout out to my dad, rest in peace, who was at Pearl Harbor. Could you imagine that? What a day. Northwest Bourbon, what's up, dude? Thank you for your service. Yes, Whiskey Fest in Iowa. I will be there. Okay, it was Steven gifting people memberships again. Freaking crazy. Anthony Itarita. I can never say your last name, man. Thank you for your serving our country. Rock, flag, and eagle. Todd Trent, what's up, Trev? Thank you for your service, brother. Well, Todd, thank you for supporting me, you legend. JG, thank you for your service. $5 super chat, by the way, JG. Love you. See you at Whiskey Fest, Trev. Heck yeah. Who all's going there? I have not announced this at all until right now, so I have no idea who all's going. It was kind of hard. With work and just a bunch of bullcrap that's been going on with work is a little bit hard to get the day off. Like one day is what I needed. But it is official. I'm going. Got to drive up there right after work, baby. Scrolling. How can I email you, says Fly Fisher? bourbonwrench@gmail.com. Honestly, I want to try something, and I want you to tell me if it makes me look better. How do I look? They have this 1080p feature on here, and I feel like it makes me just look worse. Seriously. I don't know how instantaneous it is, but what's up, DC, the legend? Carlo Mack, my grandpa wanted to enlist at 16 during World War II, but they told him he couldn't because he was still in school. So he punched the principal in the face, got expelled, and then enlisted. Can you imagine? Could you imagine that doing that? Could you imagine being so invested in I'm going? No one today would do that, ever. Roy, doing things. What's up, Roy? JH, good to see you. I have an ex that at last I knew was search and rescue for the Navy and things he had to get into. Mad and mad skills. Or mad and mad Scott. Mad and mad skills? I'm more of a hardware guy. Do you have accommodations for Whiskey Fest? I believe that we're staying in, we got like this Airbnb to, yeah. So Jerry board, but heck yeah. Oh, I'm going to hug Jerry so hard. Michael S. with a $5 super chat. Evening, all you whiskey nerds, and happy Veterans Day to my fellow Devil Dogs in belated birthday, the Flyboys, Army Dogs, Swabbies, and Coasties. Well, Michael, everyone, let's give a huge shout out to Michael. What's up, top dog? Do push-ups. Cheers, buddy. Shredward, Travis Robinson. All right, Donald Rance. Cheers on Remembrance Day, folks. My grandmother and I went to my grandfather's grave, PPCLI Korea, for morning service. Badasses of the world need to be remembered, no matter the country, for freedom. Absolutely with you on that one. Dang it, Todd Trent. I keep forgetting. Todd messages me about that all the time. Todd, if you're here, I hear you. Daniel Kerber, member for 2 months. The more I drink, the clearer Trev becomes. Absolutely. Cheers and thank you for your service. Imagine being in the trenches waiting for that terrible war to end, says Beth Higgins. I watched, what the heck? I literally just watched it, and it is one of the best books of all time. I can't even... That German movie on Netflix. Dang it. How do I forget? I literally just watched it. Oh, I must be sober. Hey, Be More Bourbon. What's up? I remember doing a 21 salute for my grandfather. That was like the worst thing you will ever do. Just like hearing that is like, it's the worst thing. Yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front. Just watch that movie on Netflix. It's a World War I movie. Very uncomfortable. It's gritty. It just shows you like how it makes the characters just totally useless. Like, you are useless. You are going to die. We do not care. You will die. I mean, it was crazy. Very long, though. Very long. Like, you thought it should end, and then it just went for another hour. So that was my gripe. Like, but I guess that was what happened. So terrible. I was attached. Okay, here's William Reynolds. I was attached with the 1st Air Cav in the 25th inventory in Vietnam. Was there mobile? So the air mobile guys. 25th inventory. I don't know if you meant inventory or if that literally was what something was called in Vietnam. Unless you meant infantry. But air cav. So shoot, dude, that's just, it's crazy. Helicopters. And they're like, you know what? We can literally just pack these helicopters full of people and go fly them in the middle of Vietnam and drop you off and say, hey, walk 3 miles that way, kill everyone, and then we'll come pick you up in 4 days. And then that's it. And then you go back out. It's freaking crazy. Dusty Dan with a super chat. Spent time with 1st Recon Battalion, then over to 1st Force Recon did time with a task force with our Army counterparts over 10 countries in 4 years. Cheers. So the recon guys, was that, so Force Recon, was this like before MARSOC was stood up? Because I know MARSOC is relatively new. Okay, but it's still confusing to me. Like, isn't there a Force Recon and a MARSOC in today's thing? Anyway, let me do something real quick because I just want other veterans, because I know there's some in here and I know some of them wouldn't mind doing this. Amy Bohm, $10 super chat. Cheers to all you vets and thank you. Well, Amy, we freaking love you. Stanley, the Mashville, what's up? So what I'm going to do, let me explain this. Okay, I'm typing the message. So I'm going to pin this message. What I want is periodically, basically what's going to happen is I would like, if you're a veteran with a channel, without a channel, it doesn't matter. I want some people, and I'm going to do it one at a time. One person to come on. I want you to, I will be the guy. I'm going to ask you the questions, but I want people to get to know the veterans that are in our community. Find out a little bit about you and your service, what you did, give us a funny story or something, and then I'm going to kick you the heck out and make room for the next guy. That way we focus on you. You don't have to time constraint and stay here forever. So that's how it's going to do. Just a quick little hop on. I'm going to run you through some questions. I will let you pick my pour, whatever you want. But I want people to get to know you, what you're doing, who you are, what you did. So there's that. And then otherwise, if there's no one there, we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep chatting. We're going to keep talking and keep drinking. So it's whatever. But again, I want to keep it somewhat, civilized. But that's why I want one per. I'm not going to let freaking 8 people, just one of you. And then I'm going to kick you off. And then at the end, like when we keep going, there's no one joining. You want back in, I'll let you back in. How about that? Civilized, ew. And this goes to anyone. And another thing, like I said, if you were a vet and you don't want to do something like that, leave a comment letting us know what you did. Letting us know, I served here, I did this, and I want to read your comment. I want people to get to know you. So leave a comment, what you served in, kind of like Dusty Dan did. So I like to read them. And if I miss one, tag me, say, hey, I said something cool, go read it. I'm having to read it weirdly here. The mention of a 21-gun salute brings tears to my eyes. My grandpa was in World War II and said he didn't do much. Found out after he passed that he was a medic, with Normandy being one of the battlefields. That's the thing. I think a lot of guys, I think some people can talk about things and it be fine, and other people really bottle it up. I think it just depends on the person handling the trauma they see. So what's up, Everything Spicy? Independent Joe, our favorite crayon eater. Boot camp story, go. The Imagine That wants a boot camp story. Ah, shoot. Man, there's so many. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to narrow it down to like a funny one. I'll give you I don't know if I've told this one because there's a lot that come to my mind that I feel like I've definitely told before. Hendo with the mega chat. I caught that one. Cheers to all the vets. Thank you for your service. Hendo, freaking love you. This will be one. It wasn't me, thankfully. But care packages in basic training, not in the rest of the Army. No one gives a crap. But in basic training, they have to check all of your packages. You know what I'm saying? You can't have contraband being sent to you. There were restricted items, like you could have foot powder sent to you, but you couldn't have like ibuprofen. You know what I'm saying? There was stuff you couldn't. So the method was to just open your box and then dump it on the floor in front of everyone. We're just like a little circle. And I guess some of these guys had family members who were in the military, so they knew this is what was going to happen. And there was this time, this guy, it was his birthday or something, and his girlfriend sent him this big old box, and it was full of glitter, freaking funfetti, all sorts of crap. And he dumps this thing out, and it goes freaking everywhere. And the drill sergeant was like, well, that's unfortunate because if I see one speckle of freaking pink dust in here, everyone's getting smoked. And we're going to watch you pick it, like find it. So we were on our hands and knees looking for little pink dots because them fools would come and find it. He would plant one if he couldn't find one. But if you ever have a family member in basic training, do this. Send them penis candy, send them glitter, send them everything because it will be seen and it will be thrown all over the floor. Ben Drammond. What's up, Ben? Cheers to all the vets and their families. Thank you, Ben. Good to see you, dude. What have you been up to? What's up, J Max? My friend's grandpa was on Omaha Beach. He participated in D-Day reenactments until he passed at 98. Dude was beyond amazing. Can you imagine? Could you imagine being on Omaha Beach and then being on every subsequent reenactment? Dude, it's so awesome. The conversion to MARSOC was happening when I was leaving in 06. That's what I figured. I knew it was around that 05, 06 time frame. You guys were crazy. I enlisted when the Gulf War broke out. I wanted to be a Cav scout, but they looked at my test scores and pushed me to be a pharmacy tech. They were critically short, so I did. Did they give you at least a very decent sign-on bonus? All right, what's next? I want to drink. And reminder, again, any veteran, if you click the little app up there, hopefully it works for you. If you can come on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to ask you some questions. You can hop off. What do we drink next? I already know. I already saw it. Good friend of mine, Dave, was able to find this for me. A 10-year, 1-month OBSK Four Roses Private Select. Freaking love these bottles, and I don't see them often. Even though I say that, but there's word on the street that a local store of mine's getting one. They didn't tell me this, but someone, I don't know. I don't know how people get their information. Because I don't get to know. They don't tell me. Didn't sound good. I'm just a dude. Oh, shoot. I can't put that up. People got to know what we're drinking. There we go. On the ballot. Or whatever you say. My grandfather was in World War II. He was an airplane mechanic. I wish I got more of his stories. Cheers to my pop, says Top Dog. Heck yeah. And that's the thing. And I'm really loving, like, I've been listening to so many podcasts, especially the older stuff, like really getting into the Vietnam stuff. Because a lot of those guys, like, they got jacked up. Agent Orange, it's like cutting that generation short. So I'm just loving to hear their stories, man. Ben Demon Hunter, what's up? Good to see you, dude. I'd check Trev's package. No one in my family ever screwed with me, nor did I ever get anything confiscated. I take that back. I take it back. What did they take from me? It was such bullcrap. I had them sit. I don't remember what it was, but they took something from me from the package. And then I was like, I'm pretty sure that's allowed. So I wrote a letter home and said, send me an off brand of that same crap. Never had a problem since. And it was, I don't even know what it was, like foot powder or something. It was just something weird. I don't know. I really don't know what it was. It was something like that. Like a word was different. I think maybe I got foot powder sent to me and they didn't like it. So I had baby powder sent to me and they were cool. Something dumb like that. Or maybe they just had a bad day. Probably had a bad day. My great uncle was on the Missouri for the surrender. Had some great photos from totally different angles than the ones we usually see. Really? People have no idea how bad Vietnam vets had it. If you ever want to hear great stories, check out the Jocko podcast. Holy crap, yeah. Anything that John Stryker Meyer, just go to iTunes podcast and type in that guy's name and listen to everything he does. Period. Oh my God. Now, I don't have these Four Roses enough to really know the difference between the recipes, like OBSK. What's the standard when you get a single barrel or something? Isn't it one of the recipes that it is? It's like a standard recipe. 60% corn, 35% rye, 5% malted barley. So the high rye version. It's so good. And it's oaky. It's way oakier than a lot of the Four Roses, I guess, from the 10 years. Crab's good. Oh, hey, everyone. We have our first guest for tonight. Honestly, looking at him backstage, could be my long-lost cousin. He might be. Welcome to the show. Whoa.
If that tracks.
There we go. A little better.
Hello, hello.
What the heck is up, dude?
There we go. Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, multiple audios. What kind of subpar piece of crap streaming software are we using?
How?
I can't even hear you. Why can I not hear you? What is going on?
Go to your video.
Okay. Yeah.
You find it?
Garbage.
No. I gotta point
settings?
to him.
I can hear you, but I can hear myself because I'm listening.
You need to go to the video and
There
then
we go.
I think it's something output or your microphone. Yeah, click the outphone. Audio output.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I'm gonna find it.
I find it my
Something stupid
microphone section. So I know somewhere right now Donnie is freaking out about the software again. He's like, it's the software.
This is the worst.
Dude, come and tag me some more,
StreamYard?
dude. Because this is honestly basically the same and I got it cheaper. I feel like everyone's gonna come in here and they can't hear. What's up, Slapshot? Free Melon.
There we go.
OBSB. You got it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. Hell yeah.
What was it?
It was just a setting. So I just got a new mixer because I got a cordial mic now, which is pretty awesome.
Okay, whoa. Before you go any further, dude, here you are attacking my stream software, and it was your mixer.
No, it was the settings in it. It had multiple. It just defaulted to having my mic as the actual output for the audio as well. And
okay.
Why is it so low?
You sound fine. You look pretty terrible, but
looks pretty garbage.
So who the heck are you?
My name is Steven. I'm Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I have a subpar whiskey YouTube channel compared to Trev, and I'm a reserves drill sergeant. That's pretty much my career as a whole.
I'm really glad you came on. I knew you would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you I would. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
But drill sergeant. So you're an Army reserves.
Yes.
Now, my question for one, when did you join? How long have you been in?
I enlisted 2015. So I'm very young comparative to a lot of the people who are, chatting tonight. Like everyone's talking about freaking Viet freaking Nam and the Gulf War. And I'm like, I was on the tail end of Afghanistan.
Well, yeah, shoot. It was dying down when I went in at like end of 2013. So like one whole cycle before you. But I guess my main question is, you're in the reserves. I'm for one, I'm confused how drill sergeant works anyway. But so how does that work for you?
So
like,
first things first,
active
career-wise, everything I'm about to say or do is not endorsed by the U.S. Army nor whatever, all that jazz.
Oh.
I'm a whatever normal person, human being, and these are my own actions and my own actions only. Whatever, CYOA. Which, by the way, would be drinking your Sagamore pick, but don't have that, so doing this one instead.
Oh shoot! Hey, gosh dang it! Now I got to finish this because whatever guest comes on, I got to drink with their drink.
I'm sticking to only military-related drinks today. So I was drinking some of this bourbon from Hotel Tango. I got the rye, and then I was hoping to have your rye as well, but package got lost in the mail. The distributor is, figuring that out for me, though. Seems like a good dude, so no hard feelings.
I feel like, he'll make it right.
Yeah, I'm not even tripping. But yeah, so drill sergeant in the reserves. Drill sergeants as a whole, it's kind of it's a nightmare of a job. I
could imagine.
I mean, you've been deployed, right?
Yeah, I would say deployed in the matter of.
Did you go to a combat zone where you got like special duty assignment pay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's, as far as I'm tracking, the only like non-special duty whatever that you actually get paid more. That's like not like combat related or aviation related. Yeah, and it's a long, intensive job. You go to, so first of all, anyone who's ever been a drill sergeant, if you're in chat, this is from a super green fresh drill. I have not popped my cherry.
If anyone's a freaking drill sergeant in my chat, you better let me know right now.
Yeah, because I've yet to pop my cherry and actually go on the trail and do stuff. So everything's just theoretical and like secondhand knowledge, or I went through the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse was not fun. But
so I guess being being in the reserves, because like drill sergeant, you got to go for a whole cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, no, not inherently. From what I'm tracking, we only do like 3 weeks. We're kind of a supplemental element. So we go in there during high volume time. So usually like the summer, like
Okay.
straight into June, everyone's getting out of high school. They're joining the army. Although right now we're doing a lot of non-conducts because they can't really there's no reason to staff the drill sergeant units or the basic training companies because there's not that many recruits coming in.
Yeah.
But that problem aside, in a theoretical world where everything works as it should, we would go during like the peak times where everyone's getting out of high school, joining the army. So there's a lot of people in there, and we're kind of there to help the drill sergeants who have been kind of working themselves to the bone for like 3 weeks, month. I mean, you can get orders to go like active duty orders for a
Yeah.
year to either the actual like trail, or you can go to even be an instructor at the drill sergeant academy. That's, a lot more hoops to jump through,
Yeah.
but like you can ask to do things, but
I guess have you been to a class yet?
So I have not been to the actual trail and done any sort of basic training teaching. The only stuff I've ever done was like help supporting local units. That's what we
Okay.
do. So basically, anyone who's unaware of what the reserves does, we're National Guard adjacent, except for we're at the federal level. So we show up one weekend out of the month, like a 2-day, 3-day drill, depending on what it is. We do whatever our job is supposed to be. In our case, we usually either retrain ourselves to make sure we're up at that like top level in order to go on the trail, because you don't want to be looking like a bag of smashed assholes when you're going on the trail. By the way,
That's a
sorry if I'm cussing.
that's a
I didn't
new
know your cussing like standards.
I here's my
Try to
standards
keep it
are
clean.
my no my no my standards are I don't, but
Mhm.
like
You don't really care. Okay, cool.
don't hold. What do you mean? That's
Yeah,
stupid. They
I
always
just
they
tried.
always made fun of me when I was in. They started calling me pirate. That
Mhm.
was my nickname. It was a nickname that I have dropped because I don't want to be called pirate.
Yeah, that's a
But
rough
in the
nickname.
yeah, but they did that because they made fun of me for how I never cussed. They were
Mhm.
like, "Dude, you." And it started because they're like, "You cuss like a pirate," just making fun of me, and it stuck. It
Yeah.
was pirate this, pirate that. So yeah, I don't care. I love that analogy though. You should say it again.
I've honestly forgot what I was saying. But okay, we essentially we essentially try to. I'm still getting over your software. It's like compressing
Bro,
my video, so I look very like skinny.
listen.
And what?
Listen here, dude. Shut up. Donnie,
Eh,
you're giving Donnie a friggin' heart attack right now.
This is rough.
Hey, I think you look great, man.
Here we go. What if we? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we're in it. That's what we're supposed to normally
What
look
was it?
like.
It wasn't me,
It
was
was
it?
compressing. Yeah. So the default settings had me at 480, and I'm like, okay, this looks rough.
Again, wasn't
Okay,
me.
yeah.
It wasn't me, people.
Yes, it's on my side, but the
This
settings are
guy is
dumb.
training future soldiers.
Hey, listen, I'm the kind of person I got to put my hands on things and break them to learn how to use them. And I got my hands on the software now. We know how to do it.
Hey, I got one question about because I don't know what all I can like really ask you about. Is it
Mhm.
called drill sergeant school?
Drill Sergeant Academy, yeah. You
Do
basically, as NCOs, go through
basic.
basic training again. It's modeled after basic training. It's not as rough, especially nowadays, like where basic training seemingly has gone a little easier. Although I kind of feel like everyone's always like, oh, it was easier. It's easier now than it was in my day. Like that's just,
They said the
yeah,
same. I think
everyone
they
always
say
says
that
that.
for the rest of time.
Mhm. Yeah. So honestly, it wasn't terrible. It also wasn't like fun because you're just learning like level one tasks at like nauseum. But it's you learn a lot about level 1 skill, warrior
Yeah.
level 1 skills, and how to march was a big one for me because we don't march, and I can't keep like a beat really well. So that was a huge struggle for
So you're
me.
going to be that drill sergeant who's like, hey, freaking, you're going to pick out the weirdest looking kid and be like, hey, idiot, get out here and freaking march.
Potentially. I don't know. I haven't been there, so I don't know how I'm going to act.
Well,
I want to be fair and like not be an asshole, but at the same time, like sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
that's my question, dude, is do they make you be a dickhead? Like, do they teach you like, hey, you got to come in here and you got to freaking suck?
No.
So that you're telling me that's on them?
Yeah, that's more of a learned skill or habit. You learn it through going through the process. Because honestly, from what I saw, the trainees, that's what we call them, because they don't get awarded their rank until they graduate. So if they're a private or if they're coming in as like a private first class because they did a bunch of ROTC bullshit, they're still just trainees to keep everyone kind of on the same constant level. I mean, even an NCO, like a E5 who's like re-enlisting for some reason, still just trainee. I mean, I don't know if I would call an E5 trainee, but
Yeah.
But
And shoot, there were guys, I remember when I was when I was at MEPS, like leaving, like I was about to go to the airport or wherever, the hotel. There was a dude at MEPS with me, and he was like an E6 coming back into the military. He was like in the first push of like freaking Ramadi and Fallujah. And he's like, yeah, I'm coming back in. Like, I hate being out. And I'm like, what's it going to be like for him? Like, is he coming where I'm coming? Because that dude was scary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think as long as you kind of show that you're capable, there's no need to kind of test them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like though, and I've seen it more recently that the military traditionally keeps like when I say politics, I mean like the social agenda out of it. But what I've seen as of late is like they're letting some of that leak in. And I feel like that's where people get this whole, man, they're getting softer thing.
Yeah.
It's because they're allowing a lot more stuff that back in the day, they were like, shut the heck up. Freaking, you're going to go kill people. That's all we're focusing on. Now it's like, oh, well, we got your feelings. Your whatever.
I mean, a lot of people got raped and all sorts of other things during those whole, like, we're not talking about feelings time too. So like, there's for sure pluses and minuses.
Shut the heck up. Until you have gone through at least 1,000 sharp meetings.
Yeah. there's a fine line with, being a like decent person and like listening to other people, like what other people find important and letting them know it's important, but also like knowing you're creating people to go essentially, close with and defeat the enemy. And by defeat the enemy, you mean killing them. And that's not something you can do with feelings.
Here's my problem. Here's something we're already different at. We never said close with and defeat the enemy. It was always close with and destroy the enemy.
Yeah.
Come on. We got to get more aggressive. I had another question.
Yeah, but either which way, destroy, kill. In the end of the day, it ends up with a bunch of dead people on the ground.
Which is exactly what we need.
Without bullets and other shit like that kills people.
I had another question. I think I read someone's comment and it had another question. Okay, here I have it pulled up. I'm an idiot. I was allowed to have my phone on the weekends during basic combat training. Is this a thing?
James, when did you go in? Because I went in 2015 and that wasn't a thing.
How many times?
I believe that is a thing now, but I
How
thought
many
that was like a
times
thing
did
that
you
was
get
like
your phone
recently. I
throughout
think
a
we got it
cycle?
like 2 or 3 times, and dear
Was it
Lord, I
like for a
kind of
phone call, like a
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like so instead of you know how they used to have like the payphones
yeah, yeah,
outside all the time that you would just pay. So that's not a thing anymore. They just lock up all your phones and then on
yeah.
the like
That's how it was when I
whenever you got the phone time, they're like, here you go, here's your personal cellular device. Turn that shit on and call home. You know, hopefully someone's willing to pick up in the next 10 minutes randomly.
yeah, the only time they did that thing where it was like whatever platoon won this event, you
Hmm.
get 5 minutes. Well, guess what? My platoon won every time, so we had like 100+ minutes. But then it was like,
Okay.
oh, hey, you moved. That's minus 10 minutes. Like, so we got zero
Oh,
minutes.
they're gonna get that time back. Don't you
0 minutes.
worry.
It was totally useless.
Yeah.
But thankfully, some brave soul died on a ruck march, and we got a free phone call. We got to call home and say, he literally came out and said, hey, some dude over there died. Here's your phones. Call home and tell him it wasn't you. So, yeah, we got like
Well,
a free
it do be
15-minute
like
phone
that.
call.
You were infantry, right?
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
maybe,
anything about your MOS. How about here? I'm taking over this live stream.
yeah,
Welcome,
hold on.
welcome to my live stream.
What's up? Drinking the,
Oh
drinking
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
drinking.
Here, dear Lord, that cork is
Ask me a
tight.
question.
Okay, so just to get kind of a little bit more of your background, what did you do? So here, I'll run through really quickly. Do the whole little thing. I'm a drill sergeant. I'm a 25 Sierra. That means satellite communications specialist. That means I do IT satellite bullshit. I went to Afghanistan one time. I saw
And he
0% combat
destroyed
that.
a Russian satellite. He
Yeah,
won't tell you that, but I will.
I loaded a lot of ComSec, and that was my primary job, flying around in helicopters. And the Kabul region, which isn't like the movies where it's like dirt and shit, it's like
True.
foresty and it's
I was
nice.
gonna
Like
say
it's
up north, Kabul is like northern.
yeah,
It's not freaking looks like New Mexico.
yeah, it's like Lone Survivor. I mean, I don't know what
He
region of
filmed that in
Afghanistan
New
that
Mexico.
was.
I watched the
Yeah,
video.
but the whole that movie, it's kind of like that, like super in like up and down hills and like
Yep.
trees and shit. So what did you do in the military? Give me your background. Give me your whole little we'll call it resume.
You want my resume?
But not
I'll
the
give
bullshit one that you give to employers, like the real one.
the real one. So I dug grass out of the cracks in the concrete
That
for
tracks.
yeah, it's all I did.
The Signal Corps version of that is like the shit detail is like digging trenches. So because you know how cabling is all underground, someone has to dig those trenches.
Yeah.
And that's shit work.
No, so I went in. I went in infantry. I had an option 40 contract. My goal
Mhm.
was like to go straight into the Ranger bat.
Yeah, Ranger.
I totally blew out my knee in basic training. I was so scared to go get it seen though that I'm
That
like,
it
my
got
my
worse.
battle buddy went there. They literally dropped him. Like he just disappeared. I was like, where the heck did he go? So I'm like, I'm not going because I feel like his little injury, I feel like my knee hurts way worse than that fool was feeling, and he's gone. So I was like, I am not going.
The
Went
quickest way through basic training is through it.
and that's what
Anything else is a
that's what they
nightmare.
kept
You
telling
get
me
stuck in a medical battalion, you
for a
fail out
year.
because you're not fit enough, then you get recycled and you are stuck in like BCT land doing like push-ups every single day
Yeah.
and like taking fitness classes until you can finally physically pass it. Or if you like medically discharge for mental incapability, that's what we're going to call it. I still have a job. I like to keep it. Mental incapability, you go to like the psych ward and you sit there for like a year or two until you're eventually removed.
So James B, by the way, went through in 2012.
Yeah,
But
what
he
the
was
hell?
also forced freaking Fort Leonard Wood. So
Mhm.
gravy sauce for or whatever.
I went to Relax in Jackson.
Everyone just
But
chilling.
again, I'm SATCOM, so you know.
But so anyway, I get to airborne school, right? Because that's part of the pipeline. You go
That's gonna fuck your knees.
you go infantry, AIT, it's one-stop unit training. So
Yeah, it's OSET.
it was literally you got like a 2-day weekend with your family,
Mhm.
and then you come right back to the same place, and that's your AIT. You don't go somewhere else. You don't get new drills. It's the same people.
Yeah.
And they treat you just the same.
Yeah, it's what, 15 or 16 weeks? It's one
16
station unit
weeks.
training.
It's like 14 weeks of training. The last 2 weeks, there's like getting ready for ceremony and cleaning.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
the last week's the worst.
yeah, it's freaking terrible. But I get to airborne school and they know them fools. Guess what? You get to an actual military school. Them fools noticed immediately. They're like, why the heck are you limping around?
Yeah.
And I was like, my freaking knee hurts. Like I jacked it up somehow. And they're like, go to freaking medical right now. And I'm like, well, hey, I'm past I'm past basic. Like I'm in.
Mhm.
So I go over there. The doc's like, bro, you need an MRI. You need this. Here's your profile. Take it back. I take it back to the freaking black hat. And he's like,
you get dropped.
He's like, yeah, you can't jump with this. Like you're on a no jump status for like ever. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, sorry. So like there was, knowing what I know now, I probably could have argued something like, bro, I will go and drop the dang pro. I don't know. I could have.
Once a profile is written, you can't drop it, but you probably could have pleaded with the doc a little.
Yeah,
but
like, bro, like, can you just write me a profile to where I can heal up and come back?
Arguably, though, I mean, you probably don't love this concept, but the doc probably saves your knee.
Honestly, he told me in this, me young and naive, he told me, he said, if you jump, you will never walk again.
Yeah.
And he goes, I love that you want to do this. My job is to make sure people can walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was so whatever. But looking back on it, I'm like, shoot, I can do everything that I wanted to do again. Like I can run, I can squat, I can do all ruck. I have no pain. So
any pain squatting?
Not that kind of pain. I have
lower
gone
back
through
pain?
certain pains. No, more like patella instability.
No idea where that is. No idea.
It's in your butt.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to kick you off because our backstage is filling up. And
see you later.
Like I said, I will see you later too.
Yeah.
If we get through everyone and you want to come back, that's totally cool. So
yeah, you're welcome on my channel anytime.
Of course. Drop the link again. Go check out Steven. He's literally me reincarnated. Just look at him.
Yeah, just a shittier version.
Shut up. Be good to yourself, Drill Sarge.
Yep.
Hey, thank you for hopping on and thank you for your service. Again, everyone go check Steven out. We're going to set up a stream. I'll be over there sometime soon. So, Steven, do push-ups.
Cheers. I mean, if anyone's doing push-ups, it's you.
Yeah, shut the heck up. I didn't hear him. All right, let's bring the next guest on. Let's just go straight. Let's just get straight on into it because we got a lot of people popping in here. So, next freaking my God. Bobby.
Trev, what's up, brother?
Good to see you, dude. Every time I see you, that mustache just takes me aback.
Dude, I got lucky today, man. I got some leftover wax in that thing and, kind of dried it out a little bit. I'm like, that's how long I can get this sucker.
Dude, you're looking like a Civil War veteran right now is what you look like.
I'm going for Yosemite Sam. I'm going to get that sucker down, dude. you know how it goes with regulations, right? We got here. I'm at work, obviously. Hey, thank you for your service. Before I forget, man. Cheers. I'm drinking the lemon LaCroix since I'm at work.
So, there you go. You can pretend.
It is what it is. And if I jump off real quick, it's just because I got a call, man.
Dude,
But,
I hope there's a massive fire.
yeah.
It's totally
Hey,
safe. I hope
secret-
everyone's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Secretly, so do I. But hope everything. I hope there's just freaking rager, but I hope everyone's good. You know.
Hey,
That's just-
so Bobby,
Go ahead, man.
let us know who the heck are you? For one, who's Bobby and who's Bad Axe Bourbon?
Bad Axe Bourbon is something, I was watching you early on, but I got to you by watching like Bourbon Junkies, like everybody was watching Bourbon Junkies in Matt ADHD whiskey. I'm like, dude, that looks pretty fun. I mean, they're drinking and they're just talking about it. So I'm like, shit, I could probably do that. I don't know if I'm doing it very well, but I got an axe. Everyone's got to have their thing. And
I got an axe.
crap. I got an axe, and I'm making holes and stuff, and I love it. And it gets even more fun when I got a little bit in me. So it's just fun, dude. So,
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing I've been saying this whole time is it's you got to have fun.
it's fun. It's fun.
This is
dude.
about having fun.
It's not a career. It's fun.
I mean, look, you're at freaking work right now,
dude. Right? Hey, as long as you don't get any calls, man, I got all my stuff done. This is my time right now, people. It's my time. So yeah, that's it. And my AFS, I was Air Force. Sorry, somebody got to look.
Dude,
down
no
on
wonder your
people.
skin looks so clean and your nails look.
Dude, I knew that was coming. Dude, I had so many comments waiting for you two Army guys like ripping on each other. I was like, oh man. I was like, this is way too easy right now. Way too easy.
Okay, so Air Force. When did you join the Air Force?
In 1991, January 91.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit. So I raised my hand and swore in the day the Gulf War started.
I was gonna say, was it?
Yeah.
Well,
January
shoot, you swore
5th.
in, and by the time you even got to basic training, the war was over.
Yeah, it was, dude. Before I got out of basic, the war was over. But I did actually, a couple year and a half, 2 years after that, after a couple, moving different bases, I actually went over into Kuwait, with the follow-on missions, Operation Southern Watch. I was over there in Kuwait, into Kuwait City for 6 months. Actually helped put the fire department in. I was fireman in the Air Force.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's awesome.
Dude,
so you're just doing what you did, but the
Dude.
government told you what to do.
Dude, right. So here's my opinion. All the branches, I don't know if people know this, all the military branches go through the Air Force's Fire Academy.
Really?
Yes. They I don't know if they still do. I think they do, but at least they used to. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, Air Force Fire Academy is the best fire academy on this planet. It's because you know what it's like being in the military. You got nothing else, dude. You're there for that, but you're there for that, and you got the military in the back of your head going, shit, I can't screw up. I'll get washed back or something bad. If you do anything bad, something bad's gonna happen.
Yep.
And it's not gonna be good. And I want that guy to be me.
Yep.
Right. So you're dialed. So you go right out basic training into that.
You're totally locked in. It's like you said, if I mess this up, like I'm more scared of what happens. It's not like you go to the fire academy and you're civilian, like, well, what happens to me? Oh, I'll just go find another job. No. Someone is going to destroy you.
Yes. And there's some jobs that are sought after. And I got lucky and I got this career field. I'm like, there's no way in heck. I don't care if I got a half an arm. I'm staying. I'm not washing back in this, and there's no way I'm getting booted out of this. They might make me be a cop or something. Nobody wants that.
Heck no. Screw the MPs.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Nobody wants that.
Well, let me
give you a dog or something.
Let me ask you a couple questions about that, and then we'll just keep on rolling. So
man, you got a lot of people, dude.
But I do have a couple questions that I want to know. One, are there any notable, I don't know, fires that hold on, let me back up. When you're an Air Force fireman, are you basically like a civilian version of a fireman on the post?
Yes. Yes, pretty much. Yeah, you do all fire on the whatever base you're at, and normally you have a mutual aid agreement with the surrounding cities there too. So if they need something, or you need extra people, they'll come in. But the big difference is obviously we're Air Force. We have aircraft firefighting experience as well.
That's
definitely
what I'm going to ask
hands
you.
down.
Like, there's got to be something else. Like if a freaking plane crashed, I feel like you got to know a little more. Like what do we do to put this thing out?
Yeah. No, it's I'm in California, so there's levels of firefighting. You got to be a firefighter. There's academy, firefighter 1, firefighter 2, and then you go off into your specialties like wildland firefighting, hazmat, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Airport firefighter is another level. You have to be all those small things before you can do that.
Yep.
So I had that coming out of the Air Force, which actually led me into being helping write curriculum for airport firefighting in California.
Oh, that's awesome.
At the state level. It's what best thing I could have done is join the military when I did. Gave me purpose. Got my dumb ass on track.
My other question to you is more so of the time frame that you were serving in. So that the Gulf War had just ended. What was the mindset of the people, like service members after that war? Like, were there, because my limited knowledge of basically the 90s leading up to 9/11, I feel like it was still a very unstable region.
It was for sure.
I'm guessing that's why you were still going, you went to Kuwait. Like, we've been going to Kuwait for the past 30 years.
Dude. Oh, yeah. And still, when I was there, like I was the second group in there. So we're still setting up the fire department in that Al Jaber. I'm sure you heard of Al Jaber Air Base. Mm-hmm. That's where we were. And we dealt with F-18s, A-10s. Those some of my favorite aircraft. But you see the oil fields burning all around. You just drive down the road. I'm sure you've been over. You just be driving down the road. You see a tank just broken down, just there. See whatever. Really just leave stuff. But just going from there, we went to Doha. Even just doing that was an adventure, right? Just driving on those roads, man. One lane each way. I'm sure you've done it. It was that country. Those countries think it's like a 3-way each way. They're just all coming at you. I'm like, what is going on over here, man? And I'm in the Bay Area in California right now. And it's worse than this. But yeah, the attitude was, it was pretty unstable. We're on alert a lot over there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, because I feel like everyone, I guess it went down so fast, like the war, like everyone, because we were used like Vietnam, a little bit of Grenada people, but like everyone's like itching, like, bro, this is it. This is my chance. And then it ends. But then now they're like, man, I'm ready. I'm chomping at the bit. Like, something about to pop off again.
Yeah. It was like that all the time, man. You see sirens going off. You're waking up in the middle of the night. But what the worst thing I had to deal with? It was since I'm in the Air Force, we had these hardened shelters, when the air conditioning would break. That was horrible. Dude,
what?
And I just kidding, dude.
I was like, what?
No, I just kidding, dude. I was an Air Force joke. Dude, this is hilarious.
I literally thought you were serious, and I'm like, you freaking kidding me right now, dude?
No,
man, it's pretty hot in here. My air conditioner is broke. And there's like 13,000 people just sleeping in the sand outside.
You guys get any? I got a new CD from Doha. You guys want to check it out?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, dude, you know what it was like, though? You know how it is when you go to a base that's got multiple branches, right? Yeah. Everyone says Air Force sucks until they look at what you got and you go, damn, I made the wrong decision.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, part of the hatred was because of that. It's like just comes from jealousy over anything. Like I'm out there like dying and I'm like, what is that guy doing over there? Dude, screw him.
Dude, it was hilarious. This is literally what it was like. We get out of our big ass hardened shelter. It's like in a movie where you step outside. Right next to us was Army guys. Right next door. And the canvas tent. Right? Dude, I'm not
yeah.
kidding. Everyone had those liter bottles of water outside outside their door, right? So I'd come outside. It's like the old sergeants. They come outside with their robes on, with the cigar, go like this, stretch it, and you both come out at the same time, and you kind of look over to the side. They look at you, and he's sweating his butt off. He just had a crappy night's sleep, and I'm like, cold. I had to go outside to warm up, and he's sweating his butt off.
I'm so cold from my air conditioner.
Hey, we're playing cards. You guys want to come over? It's nice and cool in here, man. We got some cold water in our fridge. We're watching movies.
We got beer in here.
Yeah, no beer. Hey, you know that, dude, right? We had some kind of cider,
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever. But dude, we had these guys over all the time. But sometimes they would get in trouble just for, coming over and get a creature comfort. Oh my gosh, it was. Looking back on it, was just hilarious, dude. It was funny.
All right, Bad Axe. Bobby,
yeah, man.
This is what I want you to leave us with. This is totally not even Veterans Day related. You said you're in San Francisco.
I'm in the Bay Area. I'm right now. I'm in between San Francisco and San Jose.
Is there?
Right next to the water.
You're in a big area.
Yeah.
As a firefighter in a big area, what's like? Has there been just, I don't know, like a gnarly fire you've had to? There's like a multi-story type thing. Yeah. Like you had to fools or
Google a Santana Row fire, San Jose, California. We're on that. It's been years, but yeah, that was a big.
Someone type that out in chat because we need to watch that.
I mean, this was everybody from around here. I mean, multiple agencies. I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember how many alarms it went to, but every alarm, when they say, hey, it went to this many alarms around here, that means you got a battalion chief, 2 engines, and a truck. That's an alarm, or that's one alarm. So it goes to the multiple alarms. Imagine you're getting that, and that's not even counting like the ambulances and all the police and all that stuff, and the rescues and all those things. But I can't remember how many alarms it went to, but that was a pretty gnarly fire. It's like a big shopping mall type area, but it wasn't complete yet, and it just took off, man. It completely destroyed this thing.
I've always been super, like, in another life, I would be a freaking firefighter. There's something so exhilarating about like imagining it's like you're fighting the enemy. The enemy is the fire.
Yeah.
And I'm right up on, like, this is it. This is like clearing the door.
Yeah.
Instead of a Taliban, it's a freaking flame that's about to kill me. I don't know. It's been so intriguing.
It's awesome, dude. I mean, especially when you got your buddies next to you. It's almost like being in the military or being, if you're played any sports at all, the camaraderie is like that because, your life's in their hands. My life's in their hands, I'm a captain, so I got to make the call. So if, you got to make the right call, right? You got to get up and take in all the information and make the right call, right? So there's that goes into it. The adrenaline, dude. I'm 51. So the adrenaline still just freaking gets me fired up.
51. It's that Air Force, dude. You didn't age at all.
That's right. I've had it so easy in the Air Force, dude. It was like embalmed. I was like, embalmed.
Wait, Donnie dropped the links. We need to click those and watch those. That's freaking Bobby. It's freaking slapping fire cheeks,
dude. Right. On. Hey, thanks for having me on, brother. I think I'll probably see you later if you're going. Going in, okay. Yep,
I'm gonna be over on there for at least the first intro because we got an early morning. But again, dude, drop Bobby's channel's link. Check him out, support him, go give him a subscribe. And Bobby, again, thank you for your very, cuticle rubbed and massaged service, dude.
I'm making up for it now, man.
No, dude, I'm just kidding. I freaking love you. I know, man. I truly appreciate what you did.
I love it.
Get on out of here. I'll see you in a little bit.
Right, man. Cheers, brother. Cheers to all you vets. Thank you, everyone, for your service. Cheers.
Absolutely. Love you, dude.
See you, man. Love you too, man.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, dude, we're just going to keep rolling in this because we got 2 other people waiting. And we're just going to keep rolling. I'm empty. And freaking Eric is going to tell me what to drink next.
How's my favorite 11 Bravo?
You know what's weird is you're my favorite.
Yeah, I wasn't an 11 Bravo though. I was a 31 Charlie, but I was in a
That's
long
why I
range.
said not my favorite 11 Bravo.
Drink
You're
that.
my favorite.
You got any of that?
Of course I do.
Good. Let's drink up.
What's your number?
159A.
139B. Close enough. Good to see you, Eric.
You too.
You're looking freaking snazzy. What's up?
I'm looking like a Civil War soldier.
Oh, you look like the Civil War historian. Like, listen here. My great, great, great grandfather fought on this battlefield, and you're going to respect everything I say. There we go. Now we're on here. So, Eric, for one, hold on. I have not drank anything in quite some time. So, cheers to you. Finally, okay, I say finally, Steven was Army, but Eric, freaking Army. Let's go. Get the Air Force out of here, badass.
I went in in 1987, did basic training, and then went to Fort Riley, Kansas with the 1st Infantry Division.
Yep.
And got put into I wanted to do the same thing as you. I went to jump school after I went to basic training in AIT. I didn't get Ranger Indoctrination Program guaranteed, so I applied for it while I was in jump school. And
very risky.
And they refused it because I already had an assignment for Fort Riley, Kansas.
Really?
Which was unheard of. I had my assignment before I got to jump school. And so, but my assignment.
You went through jump school?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm airborne.
That's crazy because
I'm
that's
airborne.
Like that, and that just to me, to you, I'm sure you were like, bro, this is the most unfair thing ever.
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm going to go through jump school and then go to a freaking
a leg unit.
Riley mechanized back then?
It was a heavy mechanized unit. It was a leg unit, but I got to be in a long range surveillance unit. And so I got to Fort Riley, and because I had jump wings, they immediately turned me around, sent me to Campbell to do air assault school. So I went and was a dope on a rope for 3 weeks. And then
dope on a rope. I haven't heard that one.
And so then came back, and I got to do a lot of TDY training with 7 Special Forces in Honduras. My company commander was Crossed Arrows. He was Special Forces. So we ran 6 days a week. Long range surveillance. You didn't have the advantage of a truck or a Humvee or a Jeep. You used leather personnel carriers.
Now this was leather personnel carriers. That's freaking boots.
Yeah, that's boots for the rest of you.
So this was, I'm guessing, like 90?
Beginning of 1988.
So 88. So this is like in the main, for one, like Vietnam, I'm sure a lot of dudes, like maybe drill sergeants or someone, you're still dealing with like Vietnam vets.
Most of my chain of command above E7 were Vietnam veterans.
So they're still like very jungle warfare.
Yeah.
Long range surveillance, like your freaking special forces guys. I'm sure he was like freaking.
Yeah, he came in as an infantry guy at the very end of Vietnam. He came in as an enlisted soldier, then got out, went to West Point, got out, and they made him special forces when he got out of West Point. He's one of my better company commanders. He's a great guy. He turned me into a running machine, which I didn't think was possible. My last 2 mile at Fort Riley, I ran 2 miles in 9 minutes and 36 seconds because we ran 6 days a week. I hated it every step too. And then they sent me to Germany, and I was pissed. I was pissed that they were sending me to Germany. I wanted to stay with the long range surveillance unit. I like doing Army shit. That's what I joined the Army for.
So, Dusty Dan, no, I did not go through SEER. I would never volunteer for that, by the way, either. So hold on. You said, so you're at Riley. Well, hold on. Was at that time, Riley, you said you went to Germany. Was that still the 1st Infantry Division?
I didn't go to the 1st Infantry Division. I left. They sent me from Fort Riley to another military intelligence unit. My long-range surveillance unit was attached to an MI unit, a CWE unit.
Okay.
They're either attached to CAV units or they're attached to MI units. And I don't even think they attach to MI units at all anymore. But mine was the 101st Military Intelligence Battalion. It was D Company. It was attached to 101st Military Intelligence Battalion.
And what base in Germany was that?
No, that was Fort Riley. So then I went from the 101st Military Intelligence Battalion to the 204th Military Intelligence Battalion in Augsburg, Germany, which is 40 miles from Munich.
Okay.
So it's directly to the west of Munich.
West.
So I got to then live in Bavaria, the home of beer and beautiful blonde women. And I was mad when they sent me, but it only took me about a week and a half to realize there was nothing to be angry about anymore.
Hey, Germany itself, fantastic.
Yeah.
The cheapest thing you can order on the menu is beer.
Yeah. And see, I went back when it was still the mark. We didn't do euros. And so when I was there, it was
the mark worthless?
It was 3 mark 40 to the dollar. So
Jesus,
I could buy a box of Cuban cigars for a little over $100.
Oh, how the tables have turned, huh?
Yeah, yeah. But I also, the other cool thing though is when the unit I was at in Germany, we got a lot of offers to do stuff with our sister units. I don't know if you know what the now I can't remember it. It was just in my head. Schützensneer. It's the German.
Yeah. It's like the German marksmanship thing.
It's like the expert infantry. It's the combat expert infantryman badge.
It also gets you like this little silver sash.
Yeah. You get a cord with a silver. I actually got the gold because I finished high enough to get gold.
Every person in my unit was like, we have to do that because they're like, if you add anything to your uniform that differentiates you from someone else, you're a badass.
Right.
You're immediately like, why does he have that silver thing around him?
When I was still at Fort Riley, I got to go through Honduran jump school because I did TDY with 7 Special Forces. So I got to go to jump school twice. I got to go to Honduran jump school, which was only 9 days, and jump out of the same airplanes we jump out of. But I got Honduran jump wings, which had long, pointy wings.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
And then I did get to go to a SEER school. I went to a Special Air Service SEER school while I was in Germany.
Really?
And then when I got out of the military, I just missed going to French Commando School. Everybody in my unit got to go to French Commando School.
Hey, Brian, another veteran of ours, did a $5 super chat. Cheers, nerd. Happy Veterans Day. I'm sipping some Ezra Brooks single barrel store pick. Well, thank you for your service, Brian. Cheers to that.
And then I was going to re-enlist, but then a friend of mine got me really drunk on Jack Daniels the night before. Jerry Black. Yeah, I did that. I went to Special Forces acceptance course 3 times. I made it the 3rd time and then decided not to re-enlist. Yeah,
Dude, Eric, I want you to keep talking, but I have so many questions.
You got other people.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I have so many questions for you.
Okay.
So I'm saying keep talking, but man, I got a lot of questions for you. Every time you start talking, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, my time in the military was a good time. I finally decided I wanted to get out, go to school, and then go to law school, which is what I knew I was going to do anyway. But for a while, I thought I'd extend my time in the military for just a little bit longer and do some more fun stuff. I wanted to be a snake eater. I mean, that was when I went to enlist. I said, I want to be a snake eater. And at first, they weren't even going to send me to airborne school. And I said, you see that gunnery sergeant over there in the Marine Corps uniform? He'll let me go to jump school and he'll let me be in recon. So either you sign me or he will.
Now, oh, what year? So you went in 87.
The end of
When
87.
When did you get out? Like,
I
what's
got
the
out.
time frame?
I got out right at the beginning of 1992, January 1992.
So I guess we talked about it earlier about Desert Storm. What were you doing during that? And like how, I don't know, what was your feeling? Like, were you disappointed? Like that was like, oh, it's over?
See, my unit, about probably 25 of us went to Desert Storm. I got to go to Desert Shield to help set up anti-radar units that my unit in Germany had. We went and set them up and then came back. But the other cool thing was we loaded those all with a whole bunch of German beer, with a whole bunch, the crates. Remember the crates of German beer? Man, we loaded every single one of those rigs up. I mean, just every place you could with German beer, because they weren't allowed. The Saudis weren't allowed to check those. They were allowed to check a bunch of stuff, but they were not allowed to look into those shelters. And so we put a whole bunch of beer in there to send them to the guys that were already there. So I was in Saudi Arabia for a grand total of 4 days. And then I came back and guarded housing in Germany.
Guarded housing. Hey, this is a question for you, which you said you went to SEER.
Yeah, I went to SEER school.
What was your favorite part of SEER?
My favorite part of SEER.
Is there a favorite part of SEER?
Yeah, my favorite part of SEER was the fact that I was the longest person out. I hid in a rain culvert. And I mean, I hid there for like 26 or 27 hours. And then I was able to move around a lot at night. And then the Brits asked the Germans to put a be on the lookout for me on their radio, and somebody called me in. But my favorite, actually, and this, I know this sounds weird, but the torture aspect of SEER school, because they do put you through some pretty hard, they're more stressed there. It's not torture. I mean, like a couple of guys, they had to kneel on broomsticks, and then they were asked questions. We were given just a series of numbers we had to remember, and we weren't supposed to tell them anything. And the whole purpose of SEER school was to teach you that no matter how badass you think you are, you have a breaking point.
You're going to break, and it's when you're going to break.
Right. And what they do is they prepare you to resist as much as you can, but then at some point you break. I got dunked in water. I got held upside down and dunked in water until I gave up my numbers. I thought at first I thought it was a joke, but then the Special Air Service guys, they were pretty hardcore. The last time they put me underwater, I thought I was going to drown. I thought I'm going to have to take a breath.
Well, you know, I'm sure they can cross that line of where you're being strong. You can say, yes, this is SEER school. They're not going to let me die. But then they're like, man, I don't know. They're really pushing me. Like, I don't think this can't be what's supposed to happen.
Third time he pulled me out of the water, he said, listen to me, mate. I can bring you back from the dead. He said, I'll let you drown and I'll bring you back. And then he put me underwater the fourth time, and I thought I was going to drown.
Now, what was I got? I had a question for you about SEER. Dang, I lose my train of thought because your stories are absolutely freaking nuts.
They gave us a rabbit, but they had already killed the rabbits because this wasn't like a serious infantry SEER school with special air service. Females from my unit got to go to it also, so they didn't want to make anybody kill the bunny. So all our bunnies were dead, but you still had to skin them and figure out a way to eat them. So, but from what I understand, some of the other SEER schools, especially the ones that like are run by Special Forces and the Delta Force, they make you kill your bunny.
Yeah, I saw something. I forgot it. I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of SEER-esque related thing. And there was like bunnies, and there was rabbits.
Yeah, they were rabbits.
No, it was bunnies and chickens.
Oh God, a
And-
chicken would have been easy if they
But
gave
it was
me
like
a chicken.
a whole coop, and like they were just like, "Hey, go grab an animal." But it was like, limit. There was a animal for every student, so you had to go and run. So everyone was running for like the chicken because that would be way easier to kill. But
Oh,
it
I
was
can-
like everyone had to go claim an animal, and then like they had to like nurture it for like a couple hours, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to kill this."
Right, and that was, and I was disappointed that the Brits didn't think that the females in our units could have done that, because I actually believe that all the females that went through SEER school with me could have easily broken the neck of the bunny, cut it open, cleaned it, and cooked it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't care who you say you are. When you're hungry enough, I'll kill Eric. I'll eat Eric.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've always said, if I was on the plane that crashed, live, the plane that crashed in the Andes Mountains,
Yep.
I
Then
always
fools
said
are eating each other's
after-
butts.
I actually said, after I saw that last plane fly over and he didn't dip his wings to let us know he saw us, I'd have been like that orc on Lord of the Rings. I'd have been like, meat's back on the menu, boys.
And just ripped them apart.
Yeah.
Meat's back on the menu, boys. Hey,
Yeah.
Aaron came in here. He said Sapper School does chicken. That's
and bunnies-
I think where I've
chickens and
seen
bunnies?
that with Sapper School, where they had the chickens and the bunnies, and they're like, "Hey, go grab an animal."
Yeah.
That's you're gonna freaking eat it.
See, I think bunnies is better because I'd have no emotion killing a chicken. I'd just spin its head around, throw it to the ground, let it run around and bleed, and then eat it. But I think a bunny has more emotional value. We all kind of like soft little rabbits.
Yeah, it's like a little pet, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, freaking kill this thing and eat it."
Yeah, well, it's like they used to. I don't know if Special Forces still does it, but for Special Forces medics, they had to take care of a goat, and then ultimately the goat was wounded beyond saving. But the Special Forces medic had to still do everything he could to save his goat. But that's like 6 or 8 weeks after they gave you your goat. You had to walk around everywhere with your goat. You had to feed your goat. You had to
Yep.
give your goat a name.
Yep.
And they would do, it was slowly but surely, they would do things to it. Like at first they'd inflict like a deep tissue wound, and you'd have to clean it and stitch it and do all
Dude,
that stuff.
I've heard this. Yeah.
And then at the very end, the last week, at some point, they literally would walk up and either through bayonet or shotgun or something, they would inflict a mortal wound on your goat, and you had to try to save it.
I've definitely heard stories. I forgot. I listened to a podcast recently where the guy talked about that. He was like, "Dude, we had to keep this thing alive, and we were invested in it. It was like our friend. Like that was
Yes.
it. It's like you and your freaking goat."
I knew a Special Forces medic when I was in the long range surveillance unit, and I asked him about the goat part of it, because if I'd gone Special Forces, I was going to go medic, because this guy that I was with saved this little girl from appendicitis. It's one of the coolest things I ever did in the Army, was assist a Special Forces medic in saving a little girl from appendicitis. And he said the hardest thing was the goat. He said it was the absolute hardest thing. He said by the end of it, he said, I loved my goat. He said my goat was like a dog. It followed me everywhere. It would talk to me, walk around.
Well, what people don't understand is like a lot of people aren't used to being hungry and tired, and you miss a home. You literally miss just being able to drive to freaking China buffet and eat whatever the hell you want. So when you're just like suffering out there, like your goat literally becomes like, this is God. This is like
Right.
your best friend. You're the only thing out here with me, and I'm suffering and I hate my life. And I get to pet you and you give me affirmation. It's a psychological game.
Yeah, well, the medic I knew, he said that one of the guys in his part of the Q course laid down on top of his goat and told the Special Forces sergeant they'd have to shoot through him if they thought they were going to kill his goat. He, of course, he had to go, but he wouldn't let him kill his goat. He literally had a breakdown. He had a breakdown. He laid
But
on
you
top
got
of
to
his
think
goat.
though, like, what do you like? If someone came over here and said, "Yeah, I'm about to kill your dog and see if you can save it," I would say, "I'm about to kill you. I'm going to
Yeah.
kill you."
Yeah.
And like, I do not care. This is my
Right.
it's my animal. Like, I will kill you.
Right. I've always said if somebody came and, like, sometimes people's houses get raided and they shoot their dogs. Like, we actually had one here 6-8 months ago. They shot and killed a family's Chihuahua. And I was like, that dog wasn't a danger to you. Why would you do that? And I've always said, if you came on my property and shot my dog, you better be ready for a firefight, because I'm
Well,
not going to be friendly.
I mean, obviously, like lone survivor, Marcus Luttrell, right?
Yeah.
They're no joke. I don't know if people know this. You can actually listen to the 911 phone call on YouTube. People, I forgot what year it was. This was after the fact. He had a PTSD dog. These kids executed his dog on his property. They were going around just killing dogs all night.
Right.
He called 911, and you can listen to the call. He's like, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm chasing these guys. We're going about 120. I'm going to kill them if I catch them. They killed my dog."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Sir, you need to like stop chasing them." And he's like,
Nope.
He was like, "Ma'am, you don't understand. They executed my dog. I'm going to kill them. You just need to like meet me here to like clean up."
Right.
Like, he was on a freaking warpath.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes
John Wick.
And I don't know if Special Forces still does the goat. I mean, I heard for a while they were going to give it up because they were getting Department of Defense was getting too much shit from civilian groups about torturing goats. So I don't know if they still do it or not, but I mean, it's the reason they use goats is because the internal organs and the way they're put together inside a goat are almost exactly the same as a human being. So everything's basically in the same spot. So if you spread a goat out that's been wounded really bad and you cut it open, its lungs and heart are going to be in the same place as a human. Lungs and heart, kidneys are going to be in the same place. Stomach's basically in the same place. It's very, very comparable to a human being.
But it's a very, I don't know, man. Like, part of like, I just physically, I don't know. I'm such an animal lover. I would be a total little pisshead and be like, "Oh my God, you just stabbed my goat." I would lay on my goat. I'm like, "You're going to have to kick me out. I'm taking this goat home." It's very practical. And I guess I can see the line of like practicality and like, maybe we shouldn't just stab goats all the dang time. But I don't know. It's so helpful. Like, you keep this thing alive.
Yep. Well, like I said,
like, you're gonna have to do this to a human. And what do you want me to get some freak? What the next best option is go to maximum security prison and let's stab some of those people and let you keep them alive. Like, what do you want? We got to have the best trained people.
Yeah, and like I said, the SF medic that I was with in Honduras, there was a little 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl from one of the local indigenous tribes, and she had appendicitis, and we had to set up a makeshift operating room, and I had to read out of the manual how to remove an appendix, step by steps. He cut her open.
Isn't that crazy?
So I'm reading on how to remove an appendix. He's removing the appendix, then he's sewing her back up, and she lived. And he actually, that one E6 did more to help the United States military in Honduras than the Army had done in 30 years. These people all of a sudden loved the United States military because this guy saved one of their kids.
Yep.
It was great. It's where I really realized I wanted to be Special Forces medic, and then I realized I wanted to go to law school, so I didn't go.
Well, Special Forces medics, like, their pipeline is, them fools are like, they come out of, you're basically an emergency room doctor.
You're a physician's assistant. There's the University of Maryland used to have a 30-hour program that if you completed it, you had your physician's assistant certificate.
See, that's awesome. Them fools are like battle trauma medicine experts.
they were that guy was one of all the people I met in the military, probably one of the baddest ass individuals I've ever met, because he didn't panic as he's cutting open a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, I agree, and like I said, I don't know if Special Forces does the goats anymore, but that was the big deal. The goats for a very long time were that was your final basically in your Q course for the medic.
I couldn't imagine them doing that now. I don't think they do that, to be honest. Because all the people that I've heard that talked about that, they're all old school guys, or like old school is in early GWAT, 90s. I don't know what they're doing nowadays.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, Fort Bragg in 2013 said Fort Bragg to stop using goats for training Army medics.
Boy, it didn't come until 2013.
Yep.
They did that for a hot minute.
Yep. So it was until 2013 that Bragg finally stopped doing that. And I don't know that I understand the emotionalism of it, but I also understand the need for it. So you have to balance those things.
Yeah, because you got to think, and you know this, especially just like, shoot, you went in a time where there was no such thing as goddamn cameras.
No.
So nowadays, anything that anyone does, and I'm talking in any realm, the spotlight's on you.
Yeah, it ends up
so
showing
now
up
it's like, whoa, you're freaking killing goats. And it's like, yeah, we've been doing it for the past, I don't know, freaking 50 years since Kennedy told us to.
Yep, like, since the opening of the Special Army Special Warfare Center, that they've been killing goats. So
so it's like, I get both sides, but it's only there's a very fine pinpoint spotlight that's on people nowadays, and they will jump on anything.
But what Tipsy Whiskey is saying is right. They've got a lot of really good simulations. They've got good realistic rubber simulations, and they've also got good computer simulations. Now you can actually do it in an AI world. So,
well, to add to his point, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you one final question, and I'm going to kick you off.
Okay.
Because we got another dude.
That's cool.
Look at Joe. He's back there. He's pissed. Go get some crayons, dude.
Oh, am I holding up Joe? You need to let Joe on.
No, I got one question. It's a question that you can answer however you want. But to add to his point, when we did our like pre-deployment combat lifesaver type thing, there were dummies like mannequins that they were hooked up to computers, and it could literally cause them to breathe a certain way. So like it could simulate like a sucking chest wound or a pneumothorax, like their chest would rise on only one side.
Right.
I mean, this thing was crazy.
Yeah,
it could simulate anything that would save a life on a combat situation, and that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter if I can keep your wound sterile for 3 weeks in the field. Like, no, I need to get you alive to a hospital. Right. How do I do that?
Yeah, we had what we called Little Oral Annie, but it wasn't hooked up to anything. It was just a
wait. What is this, Eric?
It was one of the CPR dummies, but it wasn't hooked up to anything. You could blow in it, and her chest would rise, and you could simulate chest compressions, but there was no heartbeat. It was all just it was very basic, very rudimentary stuff.
I heard Oral Annie, and I immediately
that's what we called her, Little Oral Annie. She was our.
I thought that was the red light district or something in Germany, Eric.
No,
I didn't know where we were going. Well, hey, Eric.
Hey, it's been good to be on, man. Thank you for your service. Thank everybody else for their service.
No, thank you. Do you know what, Eric? You and I, we need to have a whole night where we just freaking go.
Okay.
Because you are crazy.
All right.
We're going to write a book on Eric the Barbarian. The
All right.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. All right, sounds good, man. Thanks.
Well, hey, I appreciate literally paving the way for people like me who came in way after you. I appreciate all you've done.
Yeah, and
Seriously, you're literally my hero. So
I'm nobody's hero. Thanks, man.
shut up, dude. I look up to people like you. You're awesome. So
All right, I'll talk to you later.
love you, dude. Take it easy.
Bye.
All right, that was Eric. What a freaking Eric. What the heck? Wow. We got another guy. Let's just keep this rolling. I've been reading all of your chats. I haven't been reading them out loud, but I've been putting them up on the screen. I've been reading them. If you really need me to read it out loud, literally just say, freaking read this out loud. I'm reading it and I'm putting it on the screen so people can see what you say. Let's bring in another guy. He might be the worst person on the planet because he eats every crayon. He eats every other crayon out of every freaking Crayola box in Walmart. It's terrible. It's independent motherfucking Joe.
Goats. How many of us have them? Goats. What the hell kind of conversation is this between the army? Jesus Christ.
Joe,
Jesus. Is this thing on?
it's
Is
on,
this thing
dude.
on? Jesus Christ. Was it me or did Eric look like he was in a hostage video? Jesus Christ. Did you see the size of that chicken?
Yeah, you know what, Joe? Eating a freaking goat or a chicken is way more nutritious than eating an entire 64-pack of Crayola.
And then you had one of your Air Force Army compadres couldn't even know how to work his own equipment. Getting on your channel.
He was a disappointment to us all.
Eric on here telling us about all the good times he had. It was like the Army was just, I thought you guys had it rough. I thought you guys had it rougher than us, but man, beer, phone calls in boot camp. What kind of, I'm like, I understand the Air Force, the Chair Force, whatever they're called, but it's just, I was like, man, they get phone calls too. Man, they're screwing us over in the Marine Corps.
Phone calls, they keep their phone.
They keep their phones.
The drill
they do.
sergeants literally call their families and say, hey, we're being so nice to little Jimmy. He's the great guy. Joe.
Yeah, I sent you a text of the crayons I eat. So those are the only crayons I eat. Sorry.
No, I ain't showing that because that's just false. That ain't right. Nope. Okay, Joe, first question. Most importantly, you're drinking what? Horse shoulder?
I'm not a pyromaniac, if that's what you're going to ask. Like you talking with Badass Bourbon, my brother. Oh, by the way, real quick, I know this is Veterans Day, but Mike Moffitt is his wife's uncle who passed away. Just cheers to him and his service. He was a firefighter also. So cheers to him. It was like last week or the week before he passed away, and they just had the burial for him. So cheers to Mike Moffitt. Thank you for your service to your community, brother. I mean, we're getting a lot of attention and stuff, but sometimes those people don't get it either when they're out there fighting every day, fighting fires and police officers and stuff like that. So cheers to you all.
Well, cheers to that. My first question to you, Joe.
Yeah. Horse soldier, drink it.
I don't have freaking horse. We don't get it here.
Well, you can drink some more of this crap.
No, pick me something else. I've already drank it. I like variety, man. I'm not like you. I don't stick with the yellow crayon.
Well, I don't got much of a selection. Let me see.
What do you mean?
Do you have the 2XO yet?
No. Come on, Marine. Get way down to your level. Where am I?
Do you have the cash strength Redwood Empires?
I want yes in the sense of I have samples. No, I'm not drinking them tonight. I'm gonna do a video. I have samples. Also, we don't get those here. So
Do you have any?
do you have the
any,
cast
do you have
strength
any
Redwood
picks?
Empire?
Do you have any Russell's picks or some private barrel selects? Is this a whiskey channel? Am I on a whiskey channel right
You're
now?
literally okay. So hold on. I got another problem, dude. So my Russell's pick I killed the other night, and I haven't been able to pick up my other one. But it's dead.
Do you have
What's your next op? What's your quadrary plan?
quadrant? Is that an army word?
No, that's an English dictionary word. I know the Marines don't know that.
Quadrary?
It's like tertiary, but 4.
Tertiary.
Come on, give me. That's a word, Joe. Give me your red crayon. Let's go.
Well, what about some of your Sagamore? Didn't you get your pick?
Do you
Or you
have
already
that?
drank that?
Do you have that?
No, I don't have it.
I want to drink what you're drinking, bro.
I'm drinking Horse Soldier. How about
I want you to pick what I get, and it's only if I got it.
Stag 15,
God.
16, or 17?
Gosh dang it. I got those.
15, 16, or 17. Tell me which one to grab.
Hold on. What's 65.45? It was right.
That one's 16, I think. 16.
So that's the one I'm drinking. It was
All right.
slightly higher than the 65.55 that was right next to it.
Copy.
So that's why I picked it.
Copy means that I'm in agreement with you.
Copy. Roger that.
What does Roger mean?
Roger, it's the thing you touch when you're in the urinal next to
Roger.
you.
Okay,
best
got
friend.
you.
Oh, sorry. That must be an army thing. Urinals and all that stuff.
I mean, copy is a common word. Roger's the name of a dude, of another dude, trying to get touched by another dude.
Hey, sign me up.
Cheers,
Hey.
brother.
Cheers, dude. I should have grabbed your freaking Independent Joe glass I got. I've just been using the same one all night. Really sealed
Yeah,
in the
that
flavor.
stuff is good. 16 is good, man. I was drinking out of my Marine Corps cup. Where's your what is it? The Coast Guard cup? Where's your Coast Guard cup? I'm sorry. Army National Guard cup. Am I still wrong?
Who the heck is this guy? The first Marine we bring on here, he is freaking swinging fists the whole night. I just was really like wanted to say like, dude, Joe, your beard is immaculate. I really love your display.
What, you see this right here?
I love your shirt. The DD-214 really makes me.
So when you leave the armed forces, doesn't matter what service you're in, they actually supply you with a luscious beard. I don't know what they did to yours, but they actually should have gave you and supplied you with what you needed as a man. I mean, I know you had the other services on.
No,
Surprise, Stanley ain't on here.
Joe, it's because we're war fighters and our budget goes to that and not supplying beards. I feel bad even saying that. The Marines, I'm going to tell you right now.
Our budget is shit.
Yeah, that's the truth. But the Marines are honestly like, that's who I want like fighting next to me. Not gonna lie.
Tipsy's gonna drive down here and throw some hands with me. I think he means like just play what's that? I think that's what he means. Woo! Yeah, that stag is good, brother. Good suggestion.
It tastes just like the red crayon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Enough screwing around because I love
Yeah.
you.
Of course. Let's get serious.
Who the heck are you?
Let's get
Who is
physical.
independent Joe?
Yeah, as you see, I try to leave out the vowels. Of course, that's my channel though. But Independent Joe. Tomorrow, I'm actually going doing a battle. If you can go back, you see mine and Trev's battle. You might not want to see it if you're, like, have some respect for this channel. You might not want to watch it, but you can go back and watch it. It was a fun thing. And this tomorrow night, I'm actually battling the Bourbon Bar, the Young Holden. Young Holden. We'll be tasting each other's whiskeys. I'm going to taste his. He's going to taste mine. So that's going to be fun. So if you're not subscribed, I don't know why not. But,
let's drop the link to Independent Joe. You need to check him out. Joe.
So I served just over 20 years.
What are you? You're a what? A crayon eater? I don't know. You're a what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't wearing the right hat. Here you go.
There we go. So
USMC retired. Rock.
What year did you join?
I first stepped on those yellow footprints in 1997, and got out in 2018. Was my last year, or my last service year. But
really?
I was a ordnance, explosives, making sure that weapon systems of different various aircrafts, from Helos to Harriers to F-18s, all their weapon systems were good, and to be able to drop bombs on target type stuff, for troops on the ground.
Now, I got some questions for you.
Yeah.
Right off the rip.
I don't like fires. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What? Okay, so at what point in your career and where were you during 9/11?
I was attempting, because that was we were on deployment. We were in the Persian Gulf on our way back, and when that was going on, when they hit the towers, we were getting ready to pull into Hawaii. We were going to pick up what's called Tigers. So the Tigers are like family members, friends, and stuff like that you can invite. You have to pay for them to get to Hawaii, and then they sail for a week back to California with us.
On a ship, like you're on like a Navy vessel, right?
Yeah, on a Navy vessel.
Okay.
And so we're almost to Hawaii. Like the next day, we're supposed to be in Hawaii, and they're talking about like, you need to. The ship might be turning around, so you might not get to see your families. Just so you know, we're gonna hit port. Whatever phone calls you need to make, make calls, but you ain't gonna see anybody because we're just gonna replenish and go back. So so there was a lot of kids that were getting sent over there by their families to Hawaii. They probably had somebody watching them or whatever, but the whole ship was like going crazy because they were like, I got this person over there, I got that person, and
yeah.
So they were like, okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 24-hour tether where you can get down, meet them, make arrangements for them to get back home, but you got to hurry up back on the ship because right as soon as we're replenished, we're heading back. Then that turned into a 72-hour, and then it turned into a stay within range. And then we knew that our replacement had already got there, so there was no reason for us to head back out. But we were still on the ready just in case something big broke out. But it wasn't. It didn't end up where they needed us, so we didn't go back out until 18 months later, which was our rotation cycle. So
during that, and I feel like that was a lot of a lot of guys' initial thing was like 9/11 happened, and they were thinking this was like, it was like our generation's Pearl Harbor, but there was like, everyone was like, let's go, let's freaking go. I'm ready to go. Send me. And they're like, no one went. And I say no one went. A lot of people went, but there were so many people thinking like, aren't we all going? Like, is this not all out war? You just freaking you just attacked us. Like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Why are you not? Was that the mindset for your unit? Like, why are we not going?
Yeah, well, my unit, yeah. And I had actual tires coming, but I was like, okay, so we got 24 hours. I'll just buy them another ticket to head back home. And that was it. I mean, there's nothing else we could do. I mean, most of the Marines on the ship, but no, there was, I mean, not many of them. I was one of the few, the proud, the Marines. No, I just clicked on my, when I said that one of the few, because there wasn't many Marines that were bringing on their families. And I just thought it'd be cool to have my nephew and my cousin jump on board because, hey, we're in peacetime. What could happen? So I paid for the tickets to head to Hawaii. And when they get, we're getting ready to pull in. And they're like, oh yeah, just give them a kiss goodbye. We're heading back. And it was like, oh well, if that's what we got to do. So, but a lot of people were like, the whole ship, you like complaining, in the chow hall, everywhere. It's just like, oh my God, man, I got this going on. I got this going. I don't want to go back now. And it's like, we got to go back, man. We got to. What are you talking about?
Now let me ask you this: so you said it didn't go like 18 months later.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was our deployment cycle.
Where did you? So from there, where did you go? Like after, where did you go on that next cycle?
Well, I didn't go out with them because that was my end of my time. So I re-enlisted to become a schoolhouse instructor.
Okay. So
from there, they were getting ready to start getting ready because we didn't know how long whatever was happening was going to last. So they were preparing as soon as we got back, they started preparing aircrafts and all this other stuff, weapon systems, all this stuff. And but I was getting prepared to either get out of the military or go to the school. And so I ended up going to the school and just kind of watching from the sidelines and teaching Marines, what my job was.
Was it in the mindset of, were there a guy, or like, was people's mindset thinking like this was going to be another Desert Storm where it was like, hey, we're going over there. This is going to be cut and dry and we're going to be out of there. Like, we're going to miss our shot. Like, it's not going to like, did anyone expect this to go 20 years?
No. I mean,
it was like, bro, this is it. Like, we're just go over there and freaking, it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're crayon eaters, so we don't think that far ahead. We just think what happens to happen today and tomorrow, and we'll figure out what's going to happen on Thursday. Yeah. So, but it is what it is. We never really thought about like time wise. A deployment was a deployment, whether it lasted the 6 months or it lasted a year or however long past that. A deployment was a deployment.
Yeah, this is just my job. This is what I do.
Yeah, because I've been on different deployments where one of them is like 6 months, another one was 8 months, another one was 7 months. But I couldn't tell you which one was which because they all just led to. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, I've been all over the world. I can't complain. I mean, we've seen places, been places, and done things that I only seen in books, and I never thought I'd get to visit. So that was pretty cool.
That's one of the coolest things about it is just going to countries and places and dealing with people that you would have never ever met or ever seen unless you were there, like unless you went.
Yeah,
there's countries I've worked with that I'm like, I would have never even freaking just even passed through there. I'm like, that's not on my list, and I would have died and never gone there.
Yeah.
But I got to meet them, and it's awesome. It's awesome getting to meet those people. Now, you said you got out in 2018. What did you do? So you went to the schoolhouse. How long were you at the schoolhouse, and what did you do after it?
Well,
Just like the war started like really picking up then, huh?
Yeah, the schoolhouse was about 3.5 years. Stood there for 3.5 years. Went there as a sergeant, just left as a staff sergeant. And then went to another, I was looking around because from the schoolhouse, you can kind of look at different places of different squadrons, and you can kind of see who's ready to leave also.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a deploying squadron. So I found a deploying squadron that was going to Iraq. So I talked to that staff sergeant over there, and you could do that. And say, hey, man, you ever thought about coming to the schoolhouse? And then you can do that where you kind of
swap with them.
Swap where he's going to get orders to the schoolhouse to fill my spot, and I'm in, because that's how it should happen, so that you kind of control your career.
Yeah.
He ended up not going to the schoolhouse because he got in trouble, but I still got to go to that squadron, and we prepped, went to Iraq, came back, and after that, I went to recruiter duty.
Well, hold on. You're just jumping over Iraq. What was you went to what part of Iraq did you go to?
I was in Al-Assad.
Al-Assad. So, like, from what I know of Al-Assad, what were you doing there? Was that the place with like all the palaces and crap?
No, that was their air base.
Al-Assad is the air base. Okay.
I'm trying to find a picture of where we were. Hold on, real quick. But yeah, Al-Assad is the air base.
What year was that when you were there?
2000 in Iraq. We were there in 2006 or 7 to the following year, whatever it was. If it was 6, it was just 2007. If it was 7, it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2006 to 2007.
So that was like, was it pretty hot? Like, I don't know if it was like hot for everyone there, but going to Iraq, were you under the impression like, dude, this is it? Because like 2000, like the people who were, because I don't know where Al-Assad is compared to like Ramadi and Fallujah and stuff, but it was really getting really kinetic in those years.
Well, we provided air support for everybody in those areas. I didn't go outside the wire too much because we were prepping a lot of those the weapon, different weapons.
Yeah.
And that. But we got hit a few times with mortars and stuff like that.
But you were it doesn't matter if you went outside the wire or not. Like, you knew the people who were like, we about to be busy. They're about to need they're about to need everything that we can give to them.
Yeah, I can't find that picture. Damn it.
It's probably hidden behind the other crayon, dude.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. How?
Yeah. Go ahead.
How many? So you went to Iraq then? How many did you do? Any other tours over there?
No, just 2 tours to the Persian Gulf, and then a tour to Iraq. I was kind of lucky because I 2 of the, well, actually I take that back because my last tour went back to so I've been to the Persian Gulf 3 times and then Iraq once. The last one was on a Harrier, Gator freighter, which is a smaller aircraft carrier that holds, Harriers and Helos only. And then you have us, you have snipers, you have, special forces there. You have different groups of Marines, more Marines than you do on the bigger ships, because on the bigger ships, you only have one squadron, whereas you have infantry, some recon and stuff like that on the ship with you, because we were heading in different areas where we might have to drop them off to go do what they need to do.
Okay, so what were you doing? For one, because Eric's asking, what rank did you get out at?
Gunny.
So you were a gunny.
Yeah.
Freaking gunny. I feel like that's such a cool name to give to someone who freaking eats orange crayons.
Not only orange crayons, red is the best.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah,
I like red crayons.
Why can't I find that dang picture? It's a cool picture.
Describe the picture in immense detail. Here, I'll do it.
It's one of those things
Independent
where you have to see it.
shirtless. He's got yellow crayons covering his nipples. And that's it. That's the photo. Yeah, I'm drinking the batch 16. You know what my problem is, Mark, about the Stag batch? I like Stag. I just don't. I think I've gotten over the Buffalo Trace flavor profile. Like, I just don't. I think some of the Stag batches are some of my favorite from Buffalo Trace. I think most of their stuff I just don't give a flying piss about. It's just not for me. This one, some of the Stag Juniors are exception, like the 14 and the 16, some of my favorites by far. Batch 16, like red crayon on the palate.
Well, it's funny you would mention that, since I thought we were the only service that did that, but I guess not. Hey,
I had a dude.
I guess once you're out, you get curious and you start eating crayons, and you're like, they're not that bad. See, we told you. What? We told you.
You know
See,
what?
I even got my 3 favorite colors on my shirt: red, white, and blue.
You know what, Joe? It's because Army really looks up to the Marines as our heroes, and I wanted to be like you.
Yeah. It's so awesome that you can finally admit that. It makes you a better person on the inside.
I feel better. I feel better.
Well, see, like the Navy likes to be like, oh, well, you're a department of the Navy and blah blah blah, and then we say, oh yeah, we're the men's department and all that other stuff. But if you ask them, they say, well, yeah, I was going to be a Marine, but something happened, and then I joined the Navy.
Look at Joe. He just laughed the most insidious laugh. I was about to join the Marines, but I joined the Navy. Joe will fight you if you say that. Okay, Joe, this is what I want to do. We're in extra innings. We're also, we are going, like, in 40 minutes, we're going to be kind of redoing some of this on Northwest Bourbons, and which is a link in the description. But I don't know. Do I have a mod in here?
Yeah, you have one right here.
I know, but you're on the stream, bro.
I can still do it. I have my phone.
It's his. Okay, post his link to that live stream. We're going to be doing a Veterans Day type of. There's. I don't even know what to call it. It's going to be a veteran stream, but definitely the first half of it or the first little part of it is going to be like you definitely want to be there. I think we're going to be doing like reading some stuff, showing some photos. What's up, OS? What's up, David Bays? Eric said I wanted to be a Marine, but I couldn't pass the test. I couldn't get my head in the jar. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Faith Dimmer gave a $5 super chat. My brother-in-law bought his first serious bottle, paid $70 for Eagle Rare. Help me break it to him. That's about $40 more than I would pay for that. I'm just saying, I don't. For $70, I could name you 15 bottles that are better than Eagle Rare. Hey, Joe, I know you're a Marine, but
Dramhound and myself
already
just
beat
put
you to
that in there. The link's down in there. So
yeah, Dramhound already beat you to it.
yeah, well, all he did was just put a link in there. Everybody's probably thinking like, "What the heck is this thing?" I'm not going to that website. You got to write something down there, Dramhound. Appreciate you, brother.
Dramhound over there with a baby, dude. He did that.
What
Nice
can I
job,
say?
Joe. Marines can multitask.
I'm a little slow.
Okay, Joe. I got one other dude at backstage.
All right. So I don't get to answer one last question. What's the one last question?
I'm gonna ask you one. I'm about to come up with it.
Is it about crayons? Because I can tell you about I don't know about the 128 version that they came out with when I was.
Yeah, those are some weird colors.
When I was out of high school, they came out with the 128 version. I only know about the 64-bit.
No, I wasn't going to ask you that.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask you a serious question, dude. No,
well,
seriously.
Babies are born when a man and a woman love each other so much.
What do they do?
They go down to where the Stork's office is, and they apply to get something delivered, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
That's how it works.
What do you mean delivered?
Oh, man, damn it!
You're very familiar with semen. You should know how they are delivered.
I'm trying to drink my whiskey here. All right, serious question. What's the question?
No. Let me. No. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be serious. Can you give me a funny story, like a prank or which is something funny that's happened to you in your time frame?
Okay. It ain't funny. It's kind of scary. You want to hear a scary story?
Children? Even better. I love ghosts. Semen ghosts.
So, first deployment on an aircraft carrier, heading out. You don't know what's real, because even, I'm sure in the Army, you guys have your games with your new people that come in, you play little pranks. You tell somebody, you go get the keys to the tank, or go get the keys
Finger
to
fluid,
whatever,
ACOG batteries. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a bunch of different, pranks and stuff like that. So one of the things was, hey, when we're out, because we were out in the middle of the Gulf, and the ship's moving at all times because you can't sit.
Yeah.
So the ship's moving at all times. So at night, it has to move just in case because it has to seem like it's some type of freighters, so on their thing, so it doesn't look like a sitting duck. I mean, one of the rotors of the ship went out on one of the once, and the ship didn't stop. We needed it fixed, but it didn't stop. All we're doing is just going around in circles. But that's not the scary story. So we're there, and mind you,
you're there going.
May or may have not participated in this. I will not confirm or deny. But so, one of the things that they said that we had to do being on our first deployment is do your one pull-up. And what your one pull-up is while the ship is going, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, you had to get up on the front of the bow, hang down because there's a net and there's this pole that holds the net all the way around the ship. And it's about that wide, but you have to get down and then do a pull-up and then pull yourself back in while the ship is moving at night.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
So one person, I won't mention who, could have been me, could have not been me, didn't thought it was a prank, and then saw that other people had done it. So I was like, well, I cannot. Or that person said he cannot be the person that did not do it, And a friend of his was going to do it, and he said, he said, no, you can't do it. You could barely do freaking 3 pull-ups. You're going to get down there and try to pull yourself back up. He goes, well, I got to do it. And he said, well, let me try it first, and then I'll let you know. That's what he said. The guy, he said, try it. I'm going to try it first. Not me, the guy. And he said, I'm going to do the pull-up, and I'll let you know whether it's, hey, it's pretty easy. So he went down, hung there for a little bit, tried to pull himself back up. When he's pulling himself, there was a screw of some sort right there. Got on the float coat, because you have to wear float coats. Got caught on the float coat. And so he had to hang there with one arm, trying to release himself from the thing, not knowing whether or not his body weight was just going to pull him down afterwards. But he couldn't do anything. He couldn't pull himself up because it snagged on that bolt.
This was everybody. He won't say it. This is Joe. He's hanging there by a thread.
So they said, no, my friend. So he's trying to pull himself up. And luckily, as soon as he got free, was able to just grab it and then pull himself up and got into the net. Told him, dude, I almost died. That's what he said. You are not going to do this. So he ended up doing it the next day when I wasn't there, because I wasn't going to let him do it.
So a float coat is like, it's just like a buoy, like a. It's not like you would have fell, he would have fell in the water and just like. I don't know. You're in the front of a ship. I feel like the ship would just suck you under. But
yeah. There's nothing going to save you. I mean, most people didn't do it with the float coat, but this jackass, crayon eating mofo, didn't really think about it. Just said, "Oh, I'm just going to go down real quick and just do my pull up," because some of us, not all, not every Marine is a stud, but some of us can do more than 20 pull ups. So we get down. Just do your quick pull-up. So I thought, or he thought it was just going to be really easy. So until it got snagged on a bolt.
How many people did this?
Only ordnance.
Okay.
No other work area, division, whatever you want to call them, would even attempt to do that. We're the dumb ones. We're the idiots. And
except for Joe, he did not do this. He was
except for me, because I made sure that other people didn't do it. Well, they did it on a day when I wasn't there, because I wasn't going to let them do it. But
hey, Brian, so he says float coat is activated by saltwater dispense dye into the water in light flashing, so they can find you if you go overboard.
Yeah, Brian, that's all fine and good. And if you're on the side of the ship, maybe, or in the back of the ship, but on the front of the ship, I don't think I would be able to hold my breath that long while waiting for the ship to go by, and hopefully I wouldn't get caught in its rotors or whatever's under there. I don't even know whatever's going to happen. So you'd have to, because you got to assume that once you hit the water, float coat's going to go on, and the ship's going over you. But the float coat's going to still try to float to the top, so you're just probably tumbling under this ship because it's still trying to get up to the top of the water. And it's not going to let me do it.
You only have to panic until the propeller hits you in the head, and then
Yeah.
it's golden gates.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. I mean, there was one guy, definitely not me, but this one guy did it. This one other guy did it, and real quick, I know I keep going into the story, but he's hanging there, and he could do a fair amount of pull-ups. I mean, not like some of us studs, we could do a lot of pull-ups, but this young guy could at least do 10 pull-ups, so it was kind of okay for him to do it. He could probably do maybe 13.
This is Joe.
He's hanging. No, that's everyone. That's definitely. Anyways, so he's hanging there. We tell him, okay, come back up. Don't look down. And he looks down. His arms locked, like he got frozen, like he got scared. So all of a sudden, you just see him doing this, and he's trying to throw his legs over because he can't bend his arms to pull himself up.
Were you not in a position to like pull them up, or were you just like, we're going to let you struggle before we pull you up?
No, we could help, but it's just like I almost stepped on somebody's fingers trying to save them.
Yeah, I guess it's
because
kind of one of those.
There's a net. One guy thought it'd be cool to grab the bottom of the net as far as he could reach, and then flip over and then try to flip back. You know how so he grabs the net, he flips himself over, and it was pretty cool. But the thing was, he went too far. So when he was trying to flip himself back up, his legs was hitting the pole. So he didn't do it at the waistline to pull himself back up, give himself some room. So his legs were hitting. So I jumped down there and grabbed his legs as soon as I saw them pop up. But in that time, I almost stepped on his fingers trying to hurry up and get there, because it looked like I was basically the only one who saw him struggling, and because nobody else jumped in there. So I was like, oh shit. So I jumped in there, tried to grab his legs. I mean, they had the story, if something should happen, if something, somebody should fall over, of course, we were just going to say, he was talking about going for a swim and decided to jump in. we weren't going to say what was going on or anything, or why we were doing it. It was just called your pull-up, your one pull-up. You got to do your one pull-up. And that's my scary for the people that had to attempt that pull-up. I'm almost positive the new Marines coming in today have no idea what that is, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing Marines don't do that crap. Hopefully no new Marines are watching this and saying, you know what, I'm going to go do my one pull-up.
No,
don't
guaranteed.
It's not worth it.
Guaranteed them fools aren't doing that.
No, not today. Not today, no. But well, that's not a challenge to anybody whoever sees. If you ever see this,
guys, if you're a Marine, go do your pull-up now. Risk your life. It's whatever.
All right, brother. Cheers, man. Sorry to keep the guy in the background waiting. You know what? It was as long as I was waiting too. So
shut up, dude. Hey, Joe, freaking love you again.
Love you, man.
Joe, if no one drops your link, go drop it yourself. Check out Independent Joe's channel.
Tomorrow night, Holden.
Tomorrow
Bourbon
night.
Bar, the Bourbon Bar, fighting.
What time is that?
7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. So early enough for the East Coast to check it out.
There you go. So go do that. Go check him out. Go support him. He's our favorite. I don't even want to say favorite. Like, he's my least favorite crayon eater. Independent Joe.
Cheers, brother.
I love you, dude.
Love you, man.
Thank you for your service, dude.
Appreciate you. Thank you for your service.
Good job on those pull-ups. That was totally him. He was the guy hanging there. He didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it now. All right, we got one more guest. And then we are going to go over to Northwest Bourbon is doing a Veterans Day stream. I posted it in the description, but if someone can post that, we are going to go over to that. I won't be able to stay long over there because I have early obligations in the morning, but I will be there. We're going to share a pour. Everyone has a pour. We're going to share together. But definitely go check him out. Give him some support. Leave a subscribe and check out the video. So let's bring in the last guest of tonight, who I'm really very happy is here. It's freaking Jerborn Black.
What's up?
Jerry. What the heck is up, dude?
Not a lot.
Feet and knees together, right? What are you drinking, Jerry?
Well, you and Eric was talking a lot about goats.
So you poured the prideful goat. Now, I will tell you, I don't have prideful goat, but do you have something in mind that you want me to pour?
You got any horse soldier?
No, you missed that. You're backstage. I don't have horse soldier at all. We don't get that here.
Let's go for some Maker's Mark. Your choice.
Okay. Okay, Jerborn. We'll do a little FAE01
There you go.
because I want it. So, Jerry, I know you are my favorite non-leg that I've ever met or never met. We're over the internet. Tell the people what you did. When did you join the Army?
I joined in July of '88, right out of high school.
July 88. Man, that's a lot of people going in 88. What was going on in 80? Like, was it it's weird to say. Like, I don't know how to ask this other than there wasn't a whole lot going on in 80. I mean, was there a lot going on in 88?
No.
Was there anything on the radar that would be like, man, I'm going to go and like fight bad?
No. Not when I signed up.
So what?
Not until '89.
I guess that was my question is like, what was your reasoning for joining the military then?
My dad was a Vietnam vet. And I was from a little small town. You either went to the rug mill, denim mill, or the military.
Well, what did your dad do in Vietnam?
He was a tank mechanic.
Tank mechanic.
Vietnam.
I feel like I don't care who you were and what you did in Vietnam. I feel like I don't know. Everything you did there, I respect you. I feel like nothing was fun in Vietnam. So, because, like in my generation, like we've been at war for like 20 years. So like everyone's motive was, we're going to go get the people who did this. We're going to go do that. So in your era, it was more so, at least at that time, it was like, you either like the military was like the out.
Yes.
This is how it's going to get me out of that. Like, I don't want to go do this. I'm going to go there.
Yes, exactly.
Now, did you know what you wanted to do in the military? Like, were you like, yeah, I'm going to go in the Army, or did you just like, did you have any idea?
Oh yeah, I knew I was going to be Army. I was wanting to be a mechanic. However, when I got to the MEPS, they're like, you're colorblind, so you're going to be a radio operator.
A radio operator?
Yeah.
That's what you were?
Yes.
How did I not know you were a freaking radio operator?
I was 31 Charlie. I graduated top of my class, so they took 10 of us, and we were the first satellite telecommunications operator class.
Jesus.
At Fort Gordon.
Wow.
in 88, 89.
What was the radio that you guys were using?
Prick 77.
Prick 77, like Vietnam era stuff.
Yes, with those heavy ass batteries.
Was that the radio? Like, was it not the size of like a backpack?
Yes.
It was
With the
massive.
antenna that was like 10 foot tall. Yeah.
It's literally Vietnam. Like the videos of Vietnam dudes who are like, yeah, if you're a sniper, you're like, that dude's clearly the radio guy. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. With the
He's
antenna
got-
that's like 10 feet in the air. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
In the radio itself is like, I don't know, a lot of weight. It was massive.
Yes.
Now, when you were a radio operator, did they do was that like did you have to do Morse code?
I was not Morse code. I was in the satellite telecommunications. So I did not go through Morse code.
Was that like prior to you? Was like radio operators also have to do Morse code, or was that something totally different?
That was another what they call skill identifier. That was the Alpha 4
Okay.
class. I was in the Victor 9 class.
Okay. I didn't know, like I don't know. I've been so confused about like Morse code learning and like radio operators because I feel like I don't know, communications to me, it's like I don't know how they differentiated it.
Yeah.
So what got you into airborne? Was that like part of your initial thing, or was that something else?
No. I was in AIT and I received my first orders, and it was 3rd Battalion, 7th Special Forces Group.
Really?
Yes, right out of AIT as an E3.
So, but before you go further, because I'm confused. Like, were you there like as like a support element?
Yes, I was in the headquarters and headquarters company support. However, when I showed up, they were like, okay, if you're going to be in this unit, you may not be tab qualified, but you do
Gotta be
everything
airborne
that we do.
qualified.
So,
Which is we jump out of airplanes, so you got to do it too.
exactly. So they're like, here's TDY papers for you to go to airborne school, or you can transfer to the boat company next door. And I was
You're
like, well,
"Yeah,
I didn't join the damn Navy, so I guess I'm going back to Fort Benning.
So was it like because I know like all units like that have the support guys. So was it like if you were in headquarters, was it like all of the other companies were those, but then whatever your MOS, like was there other MOSs in the headquarters element for them?
We were the support. We were the radio repair. Me as a radio operator, I supported the 18 Echoes and things like that
Okay.
while they were out.
So I see. So it was-
Panama was a central hub. We were all over Central America, Honduras, El Salvador, Colombia, Bolivia. We had groups everywhere. The A teams.
yeah.
Yeah, they were everywhere. And my
Now-
job as support was supporting them and communicating with S3 and them as the, I guess, forward operating base.
Yeah. Was what what SF group was it? Did you say 7?
Yes, I was with the 3rd Battalion, 7th Special Forces Group.
So back then, the groups weren't they like very regionally locked? So like each group had a region of the like
Yes,
this group was here. So 7th group, what would
Central
were they
America.
European, Central
South
America?
America.
So Bolivia, okay.
Yeah, Bolivia, Peru, Venezuela.
Did you ever go to those areas?
Oh yeah, I actually have.
Uh-oh. He got memorabilia. What the
It's,
heck is that?
It's a machete one of the locals made
Oh,
me.
local gave that to you?
Yes, he made it for me in El Salvador.
Dude, that's so awesome. Was so when you went to Bolivia, was it 7th Group deploying there and headquarters deployed with them, or were you like directly attached to an A team?
I was directly attached to an A team.
Okay. So it was like you and X
Yeah,
amount of dudes.
Yeah, 12.
That's freaking awesome, dude. Was there like
And
what was
Lee's
it just
comment.
training over
Lee's
there?
comment about being colorblind. That's a funny story right there. You have to take a physical to go to airborne school. And I went through the physical, passed everything except for colorblind. Well, the old man, the battalion commander, said, I will have a talk with them. You will be on the bird with everybody else. There's only 2 damn lights, one on top, one on bottom. If you can't see which one's which, you got a problem.
Dude, that's the crazy thing I feel like about our generation's armies. Like back then, I feel like you could let's face it, who gives a crap? It's green or red, and it's not like they're just like, hey, stare at the light, and when it turns green, jump. No, there's a freaking jump master. There's a guy telling you when to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, does it really matter? No. But in today's thing, they're so like, I think a lot of people though have like mistakes happen, and when mistakes happen and when people die, some dude says, we can't let that happen. How do we not let that happen? Let's just eliminate colorblind. You know, I don't know. Let's lock it down.
Yeah,
how are there
there's only
colorblind
2
people
lights
getting in here?
And like you said, if you're in the door position, when the jump master hits you on the ass, you automatically jump.
You're not looking anyway.
No.
You could have your gosh dang eyes closed.
And
So,
if you're in the rest of the stick, you're just following the man in front of you.
And what are you looking at, Jerry? You're looking at the dude to hand your freaking static line to,
Exactly.
and that's it.
Hand the static line to the jump master,
and then I'm out the door. There
Yep.
is no light. I don't care. You could literally see grayscale. I see this dude, I'm jumping out this door.
Exactly. I have 62 jumps, and I have never seen the lights. Never.
I've never seen the light. Was going back to like Bolivia and stuff, and we can move on from that, whatever you did after that, but was it just training exercise? Like was there anything going on down there? Like counter drug or anything?
What we did is we trained the military of that country. We were basically a training element. We trained other personnel, other countries, how to set up rifle ranges, things like that.
Okay. How long, so when you went down there though, was it like, were you in like Bolivia the whole time, or did you like bounce around countries?
Oh no, it was a bouncer. You were usually in country. I was in Bolivia probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay. That's what I thought. Like you kind of bounced around, like you'd be in Bolivia and train some dudes, and then you'd go here and train some dudes.
Yep.
Okay, so
until December '89 when we invaded Panama, that was.
Now I was going to ask you. You were in during. So what happened? Where were you at with the Panama thing?
I was at Albrook Air Base, which is just below Noriega's headquarters. You could look up the hill and see Noriega's headquarters up top.
Okay.
And
you were there.
we were all sitting in the foxhole, smoking, joking, thinking it was a training exercise. And then 1 o'clock in the morning, the white star cluster goes up. Close your non-firing eye. And here comes the platoon sergeant, dives in my foxhole with a box of 5.56 ammunition and 4 grenades. Says, "We just invaded Panama. Anybody comes from that direction, shoot them."
Dude, could you imagine? What were you?
I was
Were
like,
you
"What?"
thinking, dude? I would be thinking this is Nam. Like, this is it, dude. Like, this dude just
Oh,
jumped
yeah.
in my foxhole with freaking grenades. It was like, this is it.
Exactly, because you have to remember, Grenada was the last conflict. So everybody was, we signed up to college money, things like that. We weren't expecting to be in any conflict or anything.
Now, let me ask you this, like to add on to that was, because I don't really know a whole lot about like the Grenada and all that crap. Like, were people there anticipating for something to go down? Like, were you there like, man, something could go down any minute? Or were you like, dude, what are we freaking doing here? Nothing's going to happen.
We didn't anticipate invading the country, but we knew something was about to go down because the PDF, which is Noriega's police force, they're the ones that are basically the police in Panama.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were pulling over Americans, busting out taillights, things like that, and then fining you $200-300 unless you gave them a bribe. So they started getting pretty aggressive.
So you knew something was going on, but you weren't expecting like, bro, we're about to, like, there's about to be some fighting.
Exactly. We didn't expect, mass chaos.
Yeah.
Because you have to figure Noriega, if you take him out, you're taking out the police force. So after Just Cause, we became the police force.
Yeah, because they're like, well, shoot, now we got to do this.
Yeah, exactly. While they train their civilian police force.
So Just Cause goes down. Like, how long were you in? Like, what transpired after that for you? Like, were you in for Desert Storm?
I stayed in Panama till June of 90. And then I went to Fort Bragg and then found myself going to
were you with
Saudi Arabia January 1st, New Year's Day, going to Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
So hold on, let me back up a second. You went to Bragg. Were you with were you with the 82nd or were you with like another group?
I was with the 18th Airborne Corps.
Okay.
An air defense artillery unit.
And they went, I know for sure they went to Desert.
Yep.
So what was your, so were you over there, like Kuwait or there?
I was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
We were the ones that was guarding the B-2 bombers, the stealth bombers. Any Scuds or anything that came anywhere near, we're the ones that shot them down.
Did you know anyone involved in the battle for the airport?
Eric, I did not, but I did know a couple of the guys that landed on the runway at Torrijos.
Now,
there were a couple of the 82nd guys. When they went out of the bird, they landed on the actual tarmac.
Really?
Yeah. A couple of them were killed. A couple of them severely crippled.
Let me ask you this as someone who was there, like, from coming from, I don't know, it's so weird. Like when you're like the GWOT's 20 years. So every person I came across, they've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Did you like know about those guys and be like, those guys are so badass? Like, that's like, I know a guy who freaking did that. You know what I'm saying? Like back then it was like the cool stuff, I guess what you would call like, yeah, we freaking landed on the airport.
Yeah.
Was that like, dude, them guys, those are my heroes. Like, what was that like being in that? To me, I felt like it happened so fast, but it was so little. It was like, these guys did this guy did this, bam, it's done. It's over.
Yep. And like I said, it was being in the special forces, those guys, they get all the good toys.
Oh yeah, they got the budget.
I got to Fort Bragg in the Air Defense Artillery Unit, and I was like, what the heck is all this stuff? I mean,
You
it
got to
looked like
learn. That's what it is.
But yeah,
dude, that's so awesome.
I was in Desert Storm for 3 months. I was on the advanced party. I got to come back early because I was the unit armorer. So I got to come back, get the arms room set up and everything for everybody returning.
And then after that, what did you do?
I got caught in the Clinton drawdown.
So they were like, hey, bro, get the F out of here.
Yeah. I had a P3 profile. I shattered my ankle and broke my leg in 2 places on an airborne drop.
Oh, yeah, dude, you're out of here.
Yeah.
See ya, dude. Hey, Airborne, feet and knees together, dude.
Yeah. We came out of the bird, and it was a nighttime jump. They had 55-gallon drums on each corner of the drop zone, and they didn't know 2 of them had went out. So the last 2 sticks that came out of the bird went off in a ravine. So a lot of us got messed up.
So your ankle paid the consequence.
Yes.
Do you have problems with your ankle today?
Oh yeah.
Do you have plates and stuff, screws and rods or whatever in there?
Yeah, screws.
Was it your ankle or like your leg?
It was ankle and a tib fib fracture.
Okay.
It basically took my leg and folded it behind my back.
I'm laughing, but only because it's Airborne Black. I'm picturing his leg freaking up.
Yep, that's the way it was. I went to stand up and I was like, wait a minute, where's my dad? My foot,
and I'm about to wrap it up, Jerry, because I'm about to hop on over here, but so you got wrapped up in the Clinton drawdown.
Yeah.
And that was just it. Like they were like, hey, we're downsizing and you're freaking a broken dude. See ya.
Yep, exactly. You're 4 months away from your ETS date. We're going to just let you ETS. And
I mean, honestly, though, like, were you mad about that?
I was at first. And then I got a job at a nuclear plant there in North Carolina, making probably 5 times the money I was making in the Army.
And getting yelled at 5 times less.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Exactly.
Well, it's 10. I got to go.
Let's head on over to Mark.
Yep, I got to hop on over to Mark because I wasn't even expecting to go this long, but I mean, I could freaking do this type of stuff every time. I'm mad even having to end our It's just crazy. I love hearing other people's stories.
Hey,
just what you guys have done.
Fest. We'll pick up.
Jerry, I'm about to talk your freaking head off your shoulders. I just have so many questions. Like, I'm one of those dudes who's like, I need to know. Like, I want to know what it was like back then. I want to know. So, dude, I appreciate you hopping on. For one, Jerry, I get to see you in a week. So
That's right.
Now I don't even feel bad about ending the stream. So everyone, Northwest Bourbon is going live. He's probably live right now, and I'm late. So head on over there. We're going to continue some veteran stories, some veteran whatever. I'm probably going to be front loaded because I have an early wake up time tomorrow. So I was like, hey, front load me. So I'm not up until midnight. So let's head on over there, subscribe to him, give him a like. Jerry, dude, thanks for hanging out. I'm about to see you in 3 seconds. So,
All right, man. Take care.
good night, everyone over on the Bourbon Ranch. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening to Jerry and everyone's stories. Thank you for giving the time to them. Listening to what they have to say. They are truly my heroes. And there's that. This is the Bourbon Ranch. Freaking, that's what we do. We like to showcase the community, the people. It's about the people. Love you guys. Northwest Bourbon is where you're about to see me again for at least the next 20 minutes. So Northwest Bourbon. Let's go on over there. I'm sure he's going to be asking me questions. So if you want to know more about me, I don't know why you would. Let's go on over there. Freaking love you guys. Probably not going to go live next Friday because I'm going to be in Iowa for the Whiskey Fest. Blah, blah, blah. Love you guys. See ya. Freaking love you.